All right. And we are live. Travis, fix your face. Welcome to The Last Word with Lord Cognito Ivantis and the very expressive Tie Guy Travis. How we doing on a Thursday evening campfire? Let's start with E. How we doing, sir?
Doing good. It's a little sunnier outside thanks to the joys of daylight savings and not being in the middle of a tornado warning. That was a fun stream this week. My wife was just like, warning. I was just literally ran out, left the stream on. I'm sitting there like in the bathroom with like two huskies, my wife and me in like literally a toilet closet, like master bedroom. And then just the part where the toilet is actually under stairs. So it's a relatively safe space because we don't have basements. So we're just the four of us packed in there. And I'm like, watching the weather and the little radar thing go right over our house. I'm like, please, nothing happened. So, yeah, it's been an eventful week. It's been an eventful week for Destiny and all the world of content creation. It's been an interesting one. But I am very addicted to Elden Ring. I don't really want to play anything else, but it's like a balance of like making content. I did my raids on Tuesday. But I was like, I want to play. Like, my wife had a yoga retreat last weekend. She's actually visiting her family this weekend. Her mom just had surgery, so send out the good vibes for smooth recovery there. So she's going to visit and hang out with them and kind of, help where she can, which is nice. Just means I've got a lot of time to hang out with the dogs and play Elden Ring, which works. So I've got like literally like 3 days of just, 12-hour streams or whatever I'm going to do until I pass out. So that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing. And I know we just got done talking about what you've got coming up, and I'm not trying to say too much, but I'm just saying I am having a blast in it. And to me, because I literally just got done playing Dark Souls 1. So the feel of like a 12-year-old game versus this one, you see obviously the difference. But I've also played Sekiro. I've also played Dark Souls 3. So I've kind of seen the progression, Bloodborne. And I think for them to make the leap to open world was a risk, but just like the quality of life stuff that they have done in this makes it, in my mind, the best Souls game, especially from FromSoft. Like, because the quality of life pieces, when they did an open world, I was like, how is this going to work? And they managed to do something well with X and this. I'm not trying to give away too much. And there have just been some really, really cool moments, and the game is very good at both challenging you, making you humbled and stuff, but also just kind of shocking you with the world that they build. So I've been having a lot of fun. I was going through just showing somebody, another content creator. I got to get him on the podcast at some point too. And I was just like, I teleported a couple places and I was just like, all right, I'm looking at the ground. And then I panned around and looked at like one enemy, for example. And I was just like, very amazing enemy design as well. And then I teleported one other place. I'm like, all right, I'm going to show you one vista. And it was just like, damn, just like really cool. So
showing it off.
Trying to show it off. But again, like you can show it off and show somebody like 1%. You're not going to spoil too much. Shout out to Necromancer. Where does everyone rate season 16 compared to the other Destiny seasons? Keep up the great work. That can actually be something for the end of the show, because I've actually been thinking about a couple things. But Travis, what have you been up to? Obviously working your tail off a bit.
Yeah, it's GDC week, so I've been GDC takes place in San Francisco, which is where I'm at. So I've been doing in-person coverage. It's kind of nice. Get to go and hang out with devs IRL in the meet space.
Nice.
Which has been cool. Yeah, so I'm covering a bunch of unannounced games that I cannot talk about at all because people don't know they exist. So I have a few previews going live next week and a bunch of videos I created, and then also Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. My review went live.
I saw that
yesterday.
Nice, I saw that
yesterday. Yesterday morning, and that game comes out tomorrow. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I basically say it's an awesome game. If you love tabletop RPGs, if you love Borderlands, it's great. It also has maybe the best voice acting cast of any game. It's it's ridiculous. Like the bad guys, Will Arnett. You got Ashley Birch as Tiny Tina. You got Wanda Sykes as one of the main characters.
I thought that was
and then Andy Samberg knocks it out of the park with his character that he's with. If you're a fan of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's so funny how obviously it is Andy Samberg. So yeah, it's just really good. And the reason it's not higher is basically just because it doesn't really try anything new. It's like exactly what you think you're getting when you boot up the game. It's like, it's Borderlands 3 with a different skin and all that stuff. So But I had a lot of fun with it. So that's what I've been doing. Also playing a ton of Elden Ring. Elden Ring has like gotten dangerously close to ruining my life the past couple of weeks because it's just like I cannot put that game down. I stay up till like 3 a.m. and I'm just like, dude, I have to work tomorrow at like 6 and I just can't put the game down. So it's really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's somebody in my Discord kind of jumped in a bit more recently. He said he's got 80 hours of Elden Ring in 2 weeks, and he's basically like, I have just been exhausted. And he's like, well, somebody else replied was like, well, yeah, you have a full-time job and then a full-time Elden Ring, so it's like you're doing 2 for 1. And it's just it's the thing of one more try, and then like, okay, one more thing. And when the hooks start to get into you, it's troublesome, it's a good thing that a game is that good, but yeah, it is definitely one that's why I waited. That's why it was the perfect time for me to wait, because Destiny getting into like week 5, things are calming down a little bit. And then finally when I jumped in, I knew I didn't have any major commitment, story or otherwise. So it was the perfect time because yeah, Elden Ring is an addiction. It's a problem. But what have you been up to, Cog?
It's been a ton of stuff, man. I mean, from game-wise, Destiny's still got its hooks in me. I've been actually playing a lot more PvP. I've got some sick rolls. I'm really loving Peace of Mind. The Pulse. I'm like, I
just got my 5th one, so I can craft it now. I just can craft it today.
I'm jealous. Now, here's the thing. I've rarely happened in Destiny where I get a roll of an archetype of a gun that I like, and I'm like, this roll is bad, right? So normally I'll just vault it and then wait for a better version. It was like Elemental Capacitor and Compulsive Reloader. And I'm like, right? But something told me, let's just try it just to see how the gun feels. And plus I haven't played PvP in a while.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, why am I shredding people with this gun? Like, I am distraught. Like, my KD was insane. I'm like, I am not this good. Like, what is going on? And I was really seeing it was that gun. And I was just trying to look at what the stats I had on and stuff like that. So I've been doing that. Shout out to the team. Still been raiding, as much as I possibly can on that front. As far as everything else, I got a chance to shout out to Microsoft. I got a chance to do the Halo screening, the TV series. I saw
that picture.
I have thoughts about that.
Okay, my wife recently just got Paramount Plus because she's been enjoying Equalizer. So she wanted to kind of watch that with that, but also like her family likes the show Ghosts on there. Okay. It's a comedy. It's actually pretty damn hilarious. Basically 2 people move in the house. She has like some kind of accident and she can see the ghosts that are all in the house from like different generations, from like 4 to like a modern stockbroker, but then her husband can't. And just comedy ensues. And it's actually, I like the kind of, because they've done Horror House of Ghosts before, but the comedy spin on it made it actually fun. So we checked that one out. But I was like, hey, I'll get to check out Halo 2. So I got to know here, or here. 2 thumbs, 1 thumb, middle, up, or down?
1 thumb down. I think it's bad. I've seen the first 2 episodes. I don't know how much you've seen, Cog.
Same.
Yeah, you saw the screener that everybody saw. Yeah.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Oh no, it's not good. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. It you know what it is? It's unfortunate for me because I'm not even they're supposed to win me over. Like Trav is the hardcore, knows the lore, knows what's going on. Me, I'm the casual.
That's why I don't like it.
No, because,
okay. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'm like, okay, I got the basic gist of everything. And the long and short of it, without going too long here, because we got an amazing guest waiting, is that, it sucks because the production value, for the most part, looks good. For the most part, right? For the most part, I'm just talking about like the feel.
It looks like a sci-fi channel show to me.
Yes. All right, I'll give you that. Sci-fi.
Okay.
But for them, for Halo looking decent for the most part. And I just feel the showrunners started to make some choices where they're like, yo, we don't even care what you feel about the lore. We don't care. Like, we're going to run this how we're going to run it.
That was the comment that kind of messed up the internet.
Yeah.
When the showrunners basically said, we didn't pay attention to the games. We didn't actually look at the games. And everybody went,
see, I actually think that's a good thing because these are untethered from the canon and they're doing their own thing, which I think is the smart way to do it because you do not want to be beholden to what's happening to the thing.
And normally, not to cut you, normally I'm open-minded with stuff like that. I'm open-minded with not being letter of the law. That usually is not a thing for me. The thing for me, because I don't want to spoil it, is literally halfway through the first episode, they do something and it just lost me. It just disconnected me and I didn't recover
I think I know what you're talking about. So
Yeah.
I actually I don't have a problem with that either. People are complaining about seeing Master Chief too early. People are complaining about the non-canon stuff. I don't have a problem with any of that. I still went in like it could be good, but as soon as I saw like the first 2 episodes, I was like, yeah, it's not a good show. It's just separately, it's not a good show. The special effects aren't good. The writing isn't that good. It's just sort of
the writing
campy.
for me.
It's a very campy like not good show.
Yeah, but anyway, enough about that.
Fair enough. Yeah,
So,
I was like, I'll eventually maybe get there. Sounds like no need to rush. So
no need to rush. But what's up with you, Ian? We got this guest who's been patient.
Yeah, so let's get this show officially started. She has been waiting a bit, so let's do it how we do. Welcome to the Last Word, episode number 190. 10 away from 200 is crazy. Rise, ye tarnished, as you wander the lands between. Many of you have taken your first steps into Limgrave. Wait, wrong game, wrong podcast. Sorry about that. This week, content creators feared for their channels. Void 3.0 changes are coming in hot, and the difficulty rose a bit this week. To discuss an eventful week in the world of Destiny, we are joined by a very lovely lady of the Destiny community. She may have started gaming a little later than some, but online gaming is a familiar territory for sure. Surely she has spent the most time playing Destiny. Nope. That title goes handily to the game of RuneScape that she's been playing for more than 15 years. But her gaming skills are no joke either. Whether it's shredding a Guitar Hero, dodge rolling for that final boss hit in Elden Ring, she has earned her stripes for sure. While her time at Destiny has come in phases, like many of us, she's been pretty committed since Shadowkeep, and I think she's gone full send with a recent 3-man clear Vow of the Disciple and a gilded Unbroken title to prove it. So let's welcome a lover of parks and recreation, agrees Heath Ledger is the best Joker, Twitter personality that is followed by the official Kit Kat account, mother of Leo the Lion, perfect balance to the campfire, she embraces all things hunter most of the time, and one who seems to really have quite a thing for Rolk, who you'll usually find her wearing purple glasses. The one, the only, Miss UhKnope. How you doing?
Oh my god, I actually love that whole thing. I loved it. Hello. That was so beautiful. That got me. I was like, no way. Hello, my name's UhKnope. Oh, this is my second podcast, so bear with me. I'm trying to like get that social anxiety out of the way.
We got you.
We all have it.
I was
like, takes time.
We've just practiced for 190 episodes, but believe me, I'm part introvert anyway, so it just is kind of come with time.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely. I kind of want to ask you, like, where for you is like I know I touched on a little bit, but your kind of gaming journey seems like you didn't like grow up with like a controller in your hand before it could fit. But like, where did your gaming journey actually get started, and kind of what got you into those early games that you got into? I know I mentioned a couple, but early gaming for you is definitely different than some that we've had on the podcast. So just kind of curious how it started and what got you into what you got into.
So I was like mostly, I think I was about 14 at the time when I actually started to discover video games. I was more into like bonding with my brother. You know, I have like a couple sisters, but I was never into that like makeup stuff. So my brother actually got me into RuneScape at the time. I think it was back in like 2007. Or like even earlier than that. I think it came out in like 2001 or something like that.
So for those who don't know what RuneScape is, can you give like high level quick overview just so some people know what you were doing back 15 years ago?
Oh my god. RuneScape is I personally still think it's a really, really good game that a lot of people I don't think even know about. It's more I'm trying to like think of a game that actually is like that. It's an MMO though.
Okay.
It's a really, really nice RPG. So if you're into those types of games, it's actually really fun. There's lots to do. You have like quests, you have skills you level up, and you can spend like hundreds of hours into that game. But back in that day, or back in like 2000 whatever, like the graphics were a little bit like wonky. So I don't know if people would actually like that or enjoy that now, since it's like 2022. People like beautiful graphics and stuff. But it's something that you can like stick your like, you know, time into and actually enjoy the game. There's not really much to it. It's just an RPG, just a regular one. Because back in the day, it really wasn't too much. But I enjoy it still. I go back to it from time to time. Yeah.
Nice. So from there, like where did then the transition in gaming start? As far as what other games? I know you mentioned. Well, at least you mentioned as far as like Guitar Hero, which is very unique and cool. Was there any other games as well along the way that kind of caught you more interested in the game?
I remember playing on GameCube,
Okay.
and my favorite game on GameCube was Mario Party 4.
Oh.
So I
Mm.
played a couple of Mario parties back then, but Mario Party 4 was like what stuck in my brain a little bit.
So what
I
you're saying is that you fought your brother.
Yeah,
Pretty
I was
much,
gonna
yes.
be like, oh, that was like
So-
glad they were family because you could lose
Me
friends
and my
over that game.
brother were very competitive and still are. But back then though, he would challenge me to Guitar Hero. Actually, me and him on expert or hard, we would always just. I think it was Guitar Hero 3 that we like mostly bonded with. But
Nice. Yeah, 3 was a good one. I played that for a
Yeah.
bit.
my sister and I actually enjoyed Mario Party more than that. But she recently got back into gaming and stuff. She's into Cuphead. I'm not into Cuphead.
Oh.
It gets
It's a
too
great
mad
game.
for me.
Well,
It is
bet-
good.
I was like, between
really
her playing Cuphead and you playing Elden Ring, you guys are not shy for a challenge. I'll give you that.
No. Actually, Elden Ring is my first ever Souls game.
Mm.
So it's a little different from what I'm used to because I'm into like MMOs and like RPG or like first person shooters. Actually, is what I usually aimed for.
Mm.
So like back then, I was like Call of Duty. 4, I think was my first ever Call of Duty game. That was actually one of my favorites, and then I got into like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, but I was into zombies. Like I'm a big fan of Treyarch
Okay.
zombies.
Treyarch Zombies, a classic.
And
Yeah.
I have a tattoo of the 4 perk bottles, the OG perk bottles. So,
Okay.
yeah, I was big into it, and I still am. But they haven't really made anything besides, I think, in Vanguard.
I was gonna say, yeah, we may not even. What are we getting this year? Modern Warfare 2, probably.
Yeah, so I'm not really big into like their first person shooters anymore lately. But yeah, I'm a big zombies fan as well.
Nice.
I know I was into Wii Sports a little bit.
I think everybody played Wii Bowling
Doing that
for
tennis.
tennis. Sorry, fine.
I like the bowling too.
Well, yeah, I was like, if you had Wii and you had people that ever got into it, the bowling was always fun.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually pretty good at that one too.
Nice.
No doubt. Trav, what you got for?
I'm trying to think of what
Yeah,
else I
so-
played. Yeah. That was mostly the majority of like the big games I played since my like video game journey.
Mhm.
It's nice. I like
So
video
what?
games.
So you said you played Call of Duty and other
Mhm.
first-person shooters. Is that what got you into Destiny 2 or Destiny 1? I'm not sure when you started, but was it just the fact that it was a first-person shooter that intrigued you, or was there a moment where it clicked and you decided that you were going to stick with it for longer than a typical shooter game, or how did that start?
I think I actually I think I started actually in Destiny 1, but I didn't play enough of it to actually be invested into it. So I think I played maybe 20, 30 hours. So I think it was the graphics and like the gameplay that I saw in like trailers that would look intriguing, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But when I played it, it was like I didn't have anybody to play with. So I think I had to stop at
Solo's
some
rough.
point.
Yep.
Especially D1, you actually
Yeah.
had to have people.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
So I think I stopped after like pretty much hitting a wall at that point. I didn't know anybody that played it. So I stopped. I think that was in like what year was that? 2000?
2014, I think, is when it
14
first
was
launched.
Destiny 1.
Yeah,
Crazy,
I
it's
forgot
been
what
that long.
I know. It's
Oh.
crazy.
Too long. Whew. And then we got Destiny 2 in 2017.
2017.
17, yeah.
And I got back into that. So I did the same thing pretty much and like did like maybe 30, 40 hours of that. And then I don't know, I guess it just dropped off for me at a certain point. I don't really remember. But after that I actually got into Fortnite. And so I took all my time into Fortnite after that. So
Nice.
but at the end of 2019, I think when Shadowkeep came out,
Mhm.
I started back up and I was like, you know what, I actually really enjoyed this. Like I had people to play with at the time.
Makes a
Gotcha.
So I had a
difference.
couple friends. Yep. And then that's what pretty much started it. Like I actually had fun. I actually learned like the Leviathan for the first time, like with other
Mm.
people. And I guess that just stuck with me and I've been playing it I'm at like almost 3,000 hours now since then. So yeah.
You got a few minutes in the game, but that is that is Destiny's experience in a nutshell for a lot of people, because a lot of people try it by themselves, don't know what's going on, especially the new player experience now is all sorts of questionable, and they can fall off because they don't have those groups to see other content and kind of get them hooked. And as you said, you got to play Leviathan, you got to know a little more, a couple pointers from friends along the way, and then all of a sudden, then you can kind of get over that big hurdle that is kind of getting into it. And then when you do, it's nice to get hooked, but there's a pretty big hump to get over to start actually getting into this game, because otherwise, yeah, I could definitely, especially D1, and then start of D2 when you didn't have like random rolls and a little bit of Leviathan, but if you didn't have the raid, there was only there was no replayable campaign, stuff like there is now, like. Yeah, it makes perfect sense, like where you kind of fell off and then why friends got you back in. So,
yeah.
What I want to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it was a good game. It just didn't catch for me. You know, not a lot of games do, but I at least try like now to give it a chance. You know, 'cause I don't want to go back and like miss whatever I missed back then. Like I've never done a D1 raid besides Bog, but that came back in D2, so I got the chance to do that. So I missed a chance to experience that raid for the first time, and I don't want that anymore. I don't want that FOMO, you know.
I feel you.
The Destiny FOMO.
So let me ask you this though. So what about like, you know, obviously you went away, came back, then D2 you kind of went away, came back. This time you got friends, you're playing it, you're enjoying it. So like, what was the moment for you with it? Okay, it has its hooks on me. I'm staying with Destiny. I love this game. Was it like a specific activity? Was it a specific raid? Like, what was that moment where you knew, okay, yeah, I'm in all the way, so to speak?
I don't think it was Leviathan, even though that was my first raid. Like, I liked it, I enjoyed it, but it didn't really catch my eye. But I think when I first did Scourge of the Past, I actually really, really liked it. Because it was still like really, I think, popular back in like 2019. I forgot when it was released, but I really enjoyed that raid. That would probably be my favorite raid so far. I only done it a handful of times, like maybe 30. But I don't know, just the atmosphere. Even though I'm not big on like Fallen, you know, but just the way it is. Like I really like Insurrection Prime as a raid boss. You know, he's pretty simple. It's pretty simple, but besides Rolk, obviously, but
clearly based on your profile. Yeah, we know how much you like Rolk. We're gonna get into that. She out here simping for Rolk.
Exactly.
I think the whole community is actually, not just me. I promise.
Yeah, sidebar. I gotta ask you, like, I know I'm going off asking them, but
no.
What is it about Roke? Like, I need to know. But educate the old man.
It's his
the old grumpy gamer that they call him now. Like, what is it about Roke?
Like, it's his. It's almost like his swagger.
His swag. The walk.
No, it's
the way he walks.
Yeah, like the walk, the way he doesn't care. He gets too close. I'm gonna give you the boot. It's just that kind of. He just kind of sits up there. He's got his hand tucked behind his back, and he's just. He's almost got like that, like lean against the wall, kind of like suave, debonair.
He's like that bad boy.
Yeah, he's kind of like the bad. Yeah, he's like the darkness bad boy of Destiny for whatever reason. That's probably a bad description, but I still think it's hilarious.
So the ladies is feeling this? Nope, this is what it is.
I don't know. I can't really say. Like
she sounded like I'm so mesmerized.
Like the first time I saw him, I'm like, I like this one. I like it. I like it, Picasso.
Yeah, he's got big darkness energy for sure.
Big darkness. Yo, I'm done.
I like that one. I'm gonna keep that one.
Big darkness energy.
Big darkness energy.
Darkness energy.
He's got nice.
He stands for.
He's got got nice calves. You know, good.
He's got nice legs.
Yeah, he's got nice legs. Yeah, good legs.
A nice
You call it
glaive.
Big D energy for short if you don't feel like saying darkness.
See, that's what I was trying to avoid. Thanks, buddy.
That's a good one.
So prior to Roke, was there anyone in contention for the raid boss Debonair, ladies meow title? Like what was going on before Roke? I'm
Obviously
curious.
Callus, he's got the body for it for sure.
He got deceptive, little, the cup,
He's been a bit
Actually,
too
I don't know.
opulent.
a little too opulent.
He's got enough chins to go around, man.
Clearly.
All that extra flesh.
So prior to Rogue got the title now, no, but I want to know, like, was there any other Destiny characters that you like?
Zolmak.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Pit of Heresy.
Yeah, Pit of Heresy.
Big boy.
Yeah.
She like him beef. Okay, I see.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Everybody
no,
forgets
that's true.
Zolmak, but I liked him for a while. He looks cool, even though he's like a baby Oryx. Or no,
Yes.
Crota. It was Crota.
Yeah.
But like he's like a fired Crota. He looks cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still wish we could get a set of armor that looked like him. I would never take it off.
The
'Cause-
green, yeah.
Well, just like his
I
like
like that.
molten look was always very, very cool.
Oh, Zolmax?
I just want his
I would
axe.
actually like that. Oh yeah, that's true.
I think this is a new segment, Trav. I think whenever we have female guests, we have to ask these questions. These are the important questions the community needs to know. Like, who are the sex symbols of that? Like, we need to know. Clearly, we don't know what's going on out here.
I think it's different with me because I'm not actually like interested in like real people like Shax. I'm into like the creatures. You know what I mean? So like roll
Just like in real life.
Crota.
Get
I was
she
gonna
said Crota can get it.
So what we're not going to talk about today is the conventions that Nope goes to, but that's a different discussion.
Oh no.
For sure.
Let's get it.
No, actually, I wanted to. That was like for a ridiculous icebreaker. I was actually listening to Defining Duke, and you guys had a hilarious like question come in, and it's not the question itself. It was how you and him went back and forth about it, and it was you got to get rid of one.
Yeah.
That one was funny, and also if that picture with you, just like you're like, was
Yeah,
that
they got me.
Was that
Yeah,
what
that
it
was
was
from- that was
from?
from that
Okay, that's what
segment.
that
They
was
got me.
from.
Yeah, they got
So,
me.
okay, for chatting for us, you got to get rid of one of these indefinitely. So you can no longer eat this food. And I'm going to see if I remember all of them. Burgers,
Mm-hmm.
wings,
Yes. Wait.
fries, and pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I have to keep one?
You know, you get rid of one forever. So that you
Forever.
can have three, but one goes forever.
Pizza.
You get rid of-
Wow, pizza.
Whoa.
She's cold.
No.
She
I
got that
actually-
big darkness energy. Yes.
Oh my god. A little bit,
Sure.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I would pick pizza. I'm not a big pizza fan, honestly. I don't know. Just too much
A
breading.
destroyed statue of pizza would look good on a pyramid ship.
Yeah.
Walking through those
I think
halls.
so.
Through all the ruins of the different species.
The
and you see one of the things the darkness took was pizza.
As long as they keep the Chicago deep dish, I'm good.
Oh my god! I've
Casserole.
seen that thing on that Twitter debate you guys have going too. You guys are about to be like buying each other pizzas cross country just to prove which one's
Just
better.
to prove the other one's better.
I just feel like there's no one on the side of Chicago deep dish. Like I feel like it's like a one-sided fight. You guys are punching down at poor Chicago. Like
They just
they
don't
never had
want
a
to go away.
chance.
They don't want to go
Yeah.
away, and they keep acting like what they have is considered pizza. And I'm like, it's not even in the same classification. Like you're something else.
Alright,
But
so
salute to them. Salute to them.
Travis, where are you at on this one? Which one do you get rid of?
It depends if wings just count as like the, covered in sauce, greasy wings. Because if it's those, I think that's an easy choice. Just
Yeah.
get rid of the wings. But like if you're saying
If
like
it's all
chicken
chicken,
wings,
that
like
gets
I can't
more
have
int-
fried chicken, then I would die. Like that.
I
would
actually
Exactly.
be
love
bad.
chicken.
Exactly, bro.
I
See,
love
that's
chicken.
the issue.
Black-
Is like if it is, then that's why
the
it's
black
like
community loves you, Travis. Remember that.
Yeah. But when people just say wings and they're talking about like the kind you get at a bar that are covered in like,
sauce or
and
something.
like
Yeah,
the worst hot sauce ever. Like I would get rid of those for sure.
yeah,
But
100%.
yeah, I can't. Fried chicken is too like on a waffle, man. Like,
Let's go.
speaking of waffles, you
Let's
gotta
go. Let's go.
Oh,
That's
see,
right.
I got another guy. Rook, dry rub wings are better than sauced wings. I am.
Ooh, okay.
There we go.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when people say wings, usually they're talking about the soggy, wet wings, and I would get rid of those for sure.
Yeah.
Like those are trash.
Yeah. If it's
I'll eat them all.
oh, see if it's wings,
Would you?
I can go without. Now, if you say you don't get like Chick-fil-A fried chicken, or if it's just all chicken, I can't get rid of chicken. That's like too important.
Yeah.
For sure.
But if wings go, like no pizza, burgers, and your discussion about fries was interesting because you were fries. Is that right?
Yeah, I said fries can go.
And you said
Wow,
it's
that's
like
crazy.
I was like, yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
it's tough. I like fries too. It's tough.
but as you said, some are good, some are bad. But I was like, if it's good fries, just destroys wings in a heartbeat for me. If the idea of chicken is still like, if it's just wings, yeah, wings can go because you can have like I can have chicken tenders, I can have a grilled chicken sandwich, like that stuff's still there. Too many fries are good, and especially like it's like I've had some good fries. Anyway, it was just hilarious. So I was just kind of curious where everybody was on that one, but it was just you and him going back and forth on it. It got me cracking up the other day.
You loved this week. This week it was soda.
Oh, what is?
Yeah, we were forced because we don't even drink soda anymore, and it was like
okay. Well, what did you drink?
It was we did the favorites when we used to, and I think I had my top three was like Mountain Dew. Damn, what was the second one? I forgot what the second one was, but and I think I put in Pepsi over Coke. That was another one, and then
super controversial.
I was like, that'll get you some discussions going.
Cog just goes against the grain. You like everything that's unpopular.
He's anti-meta in life and in game.
He hates Elden Ring.
He's anti-meta. Yeah, you were just
you're anti-meta.
Cog, you know what it is? You're a hipster. You're like you're the proto hipster. You just want like everything that is unpopular is like your jam.
I love things that people don't like.
Yeah. And you don't like things that are hugely popular.
Yeah,
like,
I tend to not gravitate. Yeah, no, that's accurate. That's pretty accurate.
What's up, Nope? What's your question?
I do that too, Cog.
Okay.
But I do Kit Kats or Reese's.
Oh, now you backed it up.
I'm all about Kit Kats, and like my whole community knows that. But like each year, I do a poll on Twitter, and I'm like,
it makes everybody like, we're gonna win that poll.
I love.
Oh no, Kit Kats win every time.
What?
Oh yeah.
Do you have this bizarre like sub? I feel like I've never.
No. Like if you look at her Twitter, her picture she is followed officially by the Kit Kat account, and I'm pretty sure you lost your mind that day.
That explains why her polls
exactly.
Are
your polls are biased. For me, Kit Kats are good. Reese's just it edges it out personally.
That's
like
the thing though. Reese's are okay, right? So they have a different variety. But Kit Kats are on a whole different level. Have you seen the Japan flavors?
There are some interesting
10
ones.
Times more.
Yeah,
flavors,
there are
probably.
Some interesting ones.
Like I have a box full of like there's apple, there's like chocolate, there's coffee, like there's a whole like there's lemon, strawberry. With Reese's, you don't have a lot of that.
Right? You got Reese's, they're all variations. Like a fast break is actually really good. I just don't see those very often. And there's different variations, but yeah, it's like there are many more flavors with Kit Kat. I will give you that. And I've had some good ones, but like just the OG Kit Kat versus the OG like cup of Reese's cup, like that I'm gonna lean that I gotta go Reese's.
No, it's understandable. I do like Reese's though, but I like to rile people up with it.
Yeah, I like Reese's Pieces. I like them in small doses.
Have you had peanut butter M&Ms?
Yes, those are good.
You haven't, Cog?
No, I've never had
honestly, take a Reese's Pieces and make it a little better. There's a little more chocolate and a little more peanut butter. And honestly, like peanut butter M&Ms, just like they beat Reese's Pieces when I tried them. Wow. So honestly, to me, they're better.
I disagree.
Really?
They're bigger too, I think. Right?
I think Reese's Pieces are more like smooth. Like that's my biggest problem with chocolate peanut butter M&Ms is that they're kind of like you can tell this wasn't what they were gonna make first, right? Like this was just a variation. This is like the fourth product they came out with. Whereas like Reese's Pieces, you can eat that. It's like drinking candy, baby. It's smooth.
I do like Reese's Pieces.
I was like, they're good, but man, it's just like the balance between. It's like I used to like the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich, but then when Chick-fil-A came out, wasn't their first one, but they refined it, they mastered it, and then when it came out, the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich.
It's amazing. I'm with you. You a fire in your pocket. Hey, I love that. I love that.
That is. And again, I do take off the pickles because I don't like pickles. But
that
I forgive you. I love pickles too.
I love pickles.
Yeah, my wife will eat my.
That's an affront to my people, Ebontis. You better like pickles.
Sorry,
shout out to the coach. I can eat pickles by itself. No, that's how much I love pickles.
So I don't like pickles. Period. I haven't
really
ever
from all delis. This has been done.
I typically don't go to delis, and if I do, it's a very boring sandwich just to get through it. But no, I worked at a movie theater. I worked at a Cinemark movie theater when I was like 16, something like that. And they sell the big pickles, like the big whole pickles that you could buy.
Dills.
Yeah, the big whole ones. And the problem with that was, like, we had to like go in the back and get one of these giant tongs, and it's sitting in the bucket of pickle juice. So I literally pick it up, and it slips, drops, and splashes me in pickle juice, and I nearly threw up. Like, I don't like pickles enough, or the smell. Like, I can smell pickles across the table.
That's the rule, yeah.
And so it was like the fact that I was covered in it, that was a very rough evening for me. So no, pickles are not so good.
Wow. The traumas of an affluent white are just so different than
I've been scarred by the pickle, and you're like, dude, I nearly died tonight. Calm down.
Oh man, our lives have been so different.
Every time I tell a story, I just show them how much more sheltered my life was than theirs. Every time, it makes me that much worse.
You are y'all call me the hippie. You are a unique individual, brother.
Thanks, bud.
True that.
I grew up in the suburbs of Dallas. What can I say? So yeah.
Salute. This is fun.
We got a little off topic.
Yes. Let's get back in. Focus.
So, guys, was it a busy week in Destiny?
I was going to say it was a busy week in Destiny, but before we even get to Destiny, what I kind of want to cover is the content creator situation that happened outside of Destiny. This is one of those, it's like we got Hogue on speed dial for this one real quick, but kind of checked his stuff.
I do. Every Sunday.
I'm sure you guys will talk about it for sure. But content creators this week got scared. And honestly, it's a combination of somebody going rogue, which we figured out, and also YouTube's pretty terrible policies in the way their systems work. Being as somebody who goes rogue, and basically somebody impersonated kind of a brand management company person. And what they were able to do is just start striking. And it's different. Like, I can post a video that has the Paul McCartney song from the Lost Sector in Destiny, and I get a copyright, no longer monetized, woohoo, like, okay, so I don't make money on that video, not the end of the world, or you can mute this part of your video and you're good. No, these are like 3 strikes in your channel is terminated type strikes, and huge content creators like Astacross was 2 out of 3. He had, and some of these other, and there was somebody I know who woke up with like 5, an Australian creator. And some of these were, now previously, like maybe a month or so ago, there had been some YouTube creators that were just uploading the soundtracks. Now, some people have like a fight, like with regards to like soundtracks that you can't get anymore. You can't buy them anymore. You can't get them anymore. And people wanted to kind of preserve that. But like people would take the Witch Queen soundtrack and upload it to a YouTube channel, for example.
Yep.
Now, Bungie has addressed that in the TWAB. They basically said, hey, for preservation's sake, if it's no longer available for purchase anywhere and it's something you want to do for preservation, reach out to licensing@bungie.net, like email them, and then you'll be able to do that. You just won't be able to monetize, but so it's out there. So they did resolve that one. But on top of any like content creators, big ones, small ones, were getting copyright strikes. I was lucky, did not think, but I was like, because Astacross had a TWAB video. Scrolling through the news article, reading that, got struck. And we're like, is anything safe? Honestly, we didn't know. So I don't know if somebody just had a hard on to go strike some of these people. But basically, even Bungie had a couple of their videos and their channels get a strike, which is even weirder. So they dug into it. Twitter was out there. But I mean, Astacross posted literally, this could be my last video. And then things were resolved, I think, Monday, once Bungie had the meeting with the people they had to. But the bigger issue that came up is how easily it was for that stuff to be at risk. That was the bigger issue. The fact that somebody could portray the wrong company, get the amount of power that they had, and then ruin people's livelihoods was kind of terrible, but also very revealing to some of the occasional issues that YouTube needs to refine some of their policies and procedures and stuff with all of this. So I wanted to kind of get your guys' takes on this. If there's anything you've seen, it's like, I know Cog, you guys have your channel. Travis, you've been around enough stuff, Nope, and everything. Like, just wanted to get your guys' takes and thoughts on this one, because it was, as somebody, it's like if you go full-time content creator and you see something and vanish that fast, it's scary.
Yeah, what did you think when all the news broke and what was going on?
I found a little bit weird at first, because you see one person be like, hey, I got a strike, and it's like, okay, all right, something happened, whatever. And then when you start seeing multiples, of like so many people, especially mutuals, say like, "Hey, I got struck and all this and that," and it gets scary because people actually like make money off it. There's their livelihood and stuff. Like I don't personally have a YouTube per se. Like I do, but I don't post on it. But like if that was me, I would be scared, obviously. Um, but I don't know much about that. I didn't really invest into knowing about it, but I'm glad that they like addressed it because I know they put out TWAB today addressing it. I didn't get the chance to read it, but I'm hoping that they, it did a fix, right?
Yeah, most things were pretty much, a lot of things look like they got resolved on Monday because Bungie even, like Cosmo tweeted over the weekend that like 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday, he replied to stuff. So he was, for them being on the West Coast, that was 8:30 my time. So it was like 6:30 in the morning. He's replying to this stuff. We got a meeting on Monday. They're taking everything into, trying to get all the stuff. Some stuff they said they couldn't talk about because I think is it Liana's the other community manager? Is that her name?
Liana, I think.
Yeah, she's the newest one. She was saying some stuff's under investigation, so we can't talk about everything as well. So I mean, there was some stuff going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things. Depending on, because the one that I saw, his name was like Aussie Halo, and he may not be the biggest guy, but Esoteric on the other side, if you've ever played, you've seen him. He's a beast, but like big and small, like Eso has like 380,000 subs, and I think Aussie Halo was much smaller. Both are Australian creators, but it was like, hey, you played through this mission, and there was a cutscene in there. That's what got struck, and it was stuff that never had before, which is why it seemed so strange. Yeah, so that was why. So what about you, Cog? Where you at?
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember it because Sunday we're live doing LP halfway in, and I get this DM from Hulk, and I'm like, usually me and Hulk talk, but he knows when I'm live, so I know whatever he had to tell me was important. So I'm like, you kind of see what's going on. I think you should be aware of it. And I'm like, I'm like, really? Then I'm looking into it. I'm like doing the show and then looking into it at the same time. And then when I seen the tweet from Bife, that's when it hit me.
Yeah.
Because Bife was upset, and rightfully so. Like he was, I don't know how many strikes he had at the time, but he kind of was just like, look, what is going on? And like Bungie, you have to get ahead of it. And I know it's since calmed down, and he took the tweet down, and and he said it was probably a bad taste because emotional. But emotions were high. Like people were thinking that their channel was really going to be gone, and he was just like, "Hey, you got to make a decision." But like, it's going to be the content creators, or it's going to be what you do, because no one knew what the source was at the time, right? Yep. And then the theories start running, and then I'm in party chats after the fact, and we're trying to figure out. I hit you up, you hit me up. We all you Trav in the DMs and stuff, and I'm just like, bro, are you okay? Because when I seen the esoteric one, that's what made me nervous for you, E, because I was like, and I mean the Astacross one, excuse me too, because Astacross was just doing a TWAB. I'm like, oh, E does that. So I'm like, yo, E, is your channel, is everything all right? So as you get more information, then the funny part, Trav, this is the funny part, you go like, so all my Xbox friends like, God, I'm telling you, Sony, bro.
Oh,
Sony did it. Yo, they was like, what's the only thing that has changed? And I'm like, well, and they was like, look at the timing of it. I'm telling you, they got quiet. They don't know what they was getting into. And somebody's behind the scenes flipping the switches. And I'm like, look, man, I don't know. We got to wait until we get it.
Just in case you're curious if some of those guys are biased or not. Yeah.
But in fairness, no one knew what it was. So if you're just doing basic detective work, what's the only major thing that's happened recently? Yeah, that was
very much proven. Like all of their, Bungie very clearly, Bungie even came out and tweeted, I think it was sometime on Sunday from their official account. It's like, these are not coming from us or our partners or any, there's been no direction from Bungie to do any of this, nor through our partners. Absolutely. So like they cleared that up, but I saw the same thing running around. I'm like,
yeah, I was like, what is going on? So yeah, then as the weeks go on and stuff, and you start to get more information, and then when I seen Cross, the funny thing was, not to laugh, but it was like, I could tell it really affected Cross because he put a video, he had like, I think it was like Sea of Thieves footage, or something. It was like a completely different game. He ain't want no smoke with this strike, and I felt that. I was like, yo, he's like, bro, I cannot lose this channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel that. That's people's livelihoods, man. Yep. It was serious. So I'm glad they got ahead of it. I'm glad they, as we get into the TWAB, talk about specifically what it seemed to be the issue was. But shout out to Hogue though. Hogue was spicy. Yeah, he was just like, look, man, it made it very clear that the terms of service technically can be used against you at any time. That's what I learned. Continue, Trav.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah, it's not even
protected.
the terms of service. It's
Mhm.
actually that. So this is actually one of the things my job covered when I worked at IGN as a suit, right before I was actually
Oh yeah,
in the
big
games
ZD,
industry.
big ZD.
You're still a suit.
Which is
He's still a suit.
I'm still a suit, but now I'm a creative suit. You know,
There you go.
He's a creator.
yeah, which is that like if your business model requires using somebody else's content and remixing it or incorporating it into your product in any way, you exist in a legal gray area, which is that technically all of the stuff you're using is trademarked and it's copywritten and it can't be used except with explicit permission from the creator or the copyright holder. And the only way to legally get it is to get a license with that person to use that property. It's why Insomniac can make a Spider-Man game because they have the license
Yep.
from Sony, and who has the license from Marvel, yada yada. It's like a bunch of legal paperwork to use it. And basically, if you're a streamer, you are breaking their terms of service. Part of what they say in their terms of service and in their legal protections for their property is you will not use this to make money. And if you do use it to make money, we can sue you and we can do all this other stuff because and that's not on Bungie that exists. Bungie should be doing it because there's also legal precedents that even if you're copyrighted, if you don't actually enforce your copyrights, then you can. This has happened before where they go to court and they go, well, you know what? The property kind of belongs to everyone now. It's part of the culture, so it's not yours anymore. And then they get in trouble if they're a company that's trying to create something. So they have to enforce their protections, and I think it's their legal obligation to do so. But because streamers exist, which are a relatively new thing, the law moves a lot slower than the real world. There's now this entire group of people who make money off of it, and the creators want them to be able to use their content because it's free marketing. It helps spread the word about their game, all these other reasons, but they can't not enforce their copyright. So what they do is they put out these policies that say, we probably won't enforce our own copyright claim under these circumstances. And Bungie has one of those.
Yep.
And it seems like on accident, they over enforced their copyright and went against the policy that they created. But I think if one thing has been made clear by all of this, it's clear that like our laws are not really up to snuff with the way that the world works when it comes to copyright. And that needs to change sometime pretty soon, because it's kind of crazy if you're a copyright holder to have this thing where you have to enforce it, but also you have to not enforce it in order for your business to work. And it also just really sucks for content creators. Now, that said, YouTube is part of the problem. They're the ones creating the 3 strikes you're out rule. They're the ones not being the greatest at managing their platform. So they also need to revise their policies. But I think it's honestly mostly just the fact that the law is old school and streamers are not old school. And this is just the way the world is for the time being. Yeah. So it's very interesting. As somebody who is pre-law and cares a lot about legal stuff, I really like this sort of stuff. So I was keeping track of it. But yeah, man, if you're a streamer, look out, because who knows what the law is going to be like in 5-10 years.
Yeah.
It's
good to know too.
Yeah,
actually,
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been nice to know that it's like it is a scary gray area for anybody who does full-time content creation, especially the ones who's literally bought houses on their content creation. Like, I mean, they go big enough that they're making that much money, but it's also the point of companies will pay these people to do that, and that will have an agreement to it. But as you said, Travis, it's also the marketing that they get from the big ones, but also the small ones, whether it's the guide or things that continue to help somebody in a live service game like Destiny. Hey, this game's going to suck. 10 things to do as a new player. Let me watch this video. Oh, well, okay, this doesn't seem quite so bad now. Little things like that allow somebody to keep in your game, and now they're still spending money in the Eververse store. So it is a balance, as you said. The laws are very outdated. It's the DMCA rules. YouTube arbitrarily has, the 3 strikes, and then your channel's deleted, and you're like, I can't even like preserve what I've got. It's like, maybe you can stop uploading. Stuff definitely needs looked at. Now, granted, Bungie is large, and maybe Bungie and Sony, with Sony actually paired with Bungie now, maybe they have enough, weight to go talk to YouTube and be like, want to look at it. But honestly, even for YouTube to change something that large, I feel like it would take a long time for them to go through, set up new policies and things. So nothing's going to happen overnight. So it is still the fact that somebody was able to do that could technically happen tomorrow if somehow they did that.
Yeah.
Until whatever happened is obviously stopped. So, but yeah, anytime you boot up something like Elden Ring, you're like, well, thanks for letting me do this. Been playing a lot of it.
real.
Hopefully you're okay with that. Nintendo has been was the worst. When Nintendo has been the worst, they're so bad. I thought about. I can't even remember what game. Like Breath of the Wild at one point, I even thought about it and I uploaded one. I was like, never mind.
I think theirs is intentional though.
No,
I think
they're crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are on press release type stuff, but
Some.
Nintendo's hilarious because like 80% of their press releases are like, we won a lawsuit against this person, and you better watch out because if you do anything, we're coming for you next. That's like, and then like the other 20% is like game announcements. It's crazy, man. It's like mostly them just like threatening the world that they're gonna sue them if you try to use Mario on your
so
product.
true.
It's crazy.
Very strange press release cadence and what they talk about. It is interesting being behind the scenes seeing them. I completely agree, Trav. I see those messages. I'm like, what is going on?
That is why you don't see, unless it's probably somebody who has like a partnership or some like agreement with Nintendo, you won't find much of their stuff out there because of all those reasons. Like you post a random gameplay video, gone. Like, and it's not a strike. It's usually like just, you're not going to monetize it. So you're like, well, what's the point? So
yeah.
Anyway,
and the press releases are not positive, by the way. It's like even Nintendo's not trying to present them positively. Like I feel like the headline on half of those is Nintendo successfully ruined someone's life, then turned to the camera and held up a photo of you that said next on it. You know what I mean? Like that's basically what all the press releases come down to. Like it's ridiculous. They just do not want you to use their stuff at all.
They're
an interesting bunch.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Want to get Note back in here. So for this season, obviously Void 3.0 has been big. What class have you been playing the most so far with this season?
I started out doing Warlock for the first time.
Okay.
I usually do Hunter, but I think I forgot what the reason was behind it, but I think with the Void changes, I wanted to try out Warlock as well. I'm still trying to learn about the Void changes because I haven't been on all my characters and like messed around with the fragments and stuff. But honestly, I think the Titan one is my favorite so far with like the overshields. But I do like the Warlock's little like bubble that you can like. It's like a melee.
Child of the Old God?
Yeah. I actually really enjoy throwing that. I don't know.
The projectile melee. Yeah. That you can
the
synergize.
No.
It's not the supernova.
It's like a singularity. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
You can chain off Devour. You can chain off well builds with it. It's really good too.
Yeah. So far, I'm enjoying it.
Nice. I saw you did your 3-man Vow of the Disciple. Did you run Void in that as well, or did you guys have to mix it up on that one?
We did 3-man Rolk. Okay. I do want to do like the 3-man like whole raid because that was actually really fun and like my first time doing a 3-man anything. Every time I run Vow, I always do Void, especially for damage because with Rolk you need damage.
Yes.
Like output and stuff. So as a Warlock, you don't. Well is pretty much useless.
Yeah, it's useless in there. I agree.
He moves all the time, even though you can probably like stand still, but he'll probably kick you out of
completely
it.
agree. Not to cut you.
He seems to target wells and bubbles.
He targets that. Yep. He goes straight for that. Yeah, he ain't not. But I actually feel the whole. Surprisingly, I'm not mad at that though. Like I feel like the whole raid is anti. Because even if you look at the caretaker count on the moving from plates, like you're not putting a well and just staying stationary. And I don't mind it. I actually thought it was a cool design thing to switch it up and make other things useful. I'm sorry, no, continue.
It's actually pretty nice too because you always see well and bubble.
Yep.
Yes.
You don't see any other super, especially in like jams and stuff. I don't know if Void will be good in jams because it hasn't been out yet, but I feel like it would, especially with Devour changes as well. We also have the Void Volatile, I think, too. So I'm hoping that we're going to see more of, especially Nova Bomb in it. I don't know about Nova Warp though. I don't really mess around with that subclass.
I'm with you, girl. I ain't missing out.
But
I was like, I feel like Nova Bomb definitely can have its place now in PvE. It feels like good damage chunk paired with the Void. You've got your Devour for healing. You've got your Wells, your Rifts, and now especially with your exotic boots, your Wells that do damage heal you now. Like you guys have some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
But again, Nova Warp does seem like now I got to run over into the mix. That seems a bit riskier as opposed to let me chunk my giant space bomb over there and blow. That seems safer. So I was like, Nova Warp still seems one of those that's not as great for high level stuff. Probably can blow plenty of stuff up at mid level content, but
it's underwhelming, super.
I would
I
agree.
think, but I like the changes. I really do. Yeah. I like the Hunter as well. I think it was with Mobius Quiver, especially with I think it's the boots. I forgot what the boots are called. The exotic
Orpheus Rig.
Gives you 3.
Orpheus Rig.
Yeah. Orpheus Rig that gives you 3 charges. That's actually really good for DPS as well.
They buffed that big time.
That.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad they did. That's my favorite super is the Top Tree Tether, like Night Stalker.
Okay. You said you was enjoying Titan now, so let's talk some Titan love. I got 2 Titans. They need to feel the love. They've been feeling neglected.
Travis over there. Excuse me.
So come on, though. What's the Titan build you liking? Tell us about that.
The Titan build? I don't remember the fragments I have, but I do have the one where it grants you, I think, Overshield for your allies.
Yeah,
I'm not exactly sure. I'm still like working
Bastion.
on my
I think is that one, the Overshield with the barricade and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember that name. Yep, it's Bastion. I think the other one. I did read up on one of the fragments. I don't remember. I think it gives you heals over time with Volatile. I think it has something to do with Void Volatile because I run Void a lot, especially with my I use Shares, the SMG.
So yes.
I run that.
Yeah,
so
that's
I have
my
like
baby.
the whole build with Void. That's like my favorite energy type in the
Oh
whole
yeah.
game. It's Void.
Even before 3.0?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, then they were like Void 3.0 is first, and you're like, yes.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited because like as a hunter, especially with Tether all the time.
Oh yeah.
I loved it. I was like, I can't wait for this. I was waiting for Orpheus Rig to come back because I don't think I don't know if it was as good back then though because I use Worm Husk the most.
Okay.
I have to crutch it, health wise.
That's a PvP
The worm
crutch.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're a hunter just using Worm Husk, then you should just be playing as a Titan. If you want the survivability, just be a Titan. Like, let's be honest.
Honestly, I'm not too worried about survivability because I'm actually really good at surviving. But I don't know. I like it
The
as
Worm
like
Husk user.
I swear I can use Orpheus rigs. I can show you.
Oh, smoke!
Ooh,
She's gonna.
I don't know. Listen.
1v1. I hear 1v1.
That's 1v1 dark, big darkness energy.
I'm happy to 1v1 you, bro. But all I'm saying is I've heard Worm Husk, and I've heard I really like Overshields from the Void 3.0 for Titans. I just keep hearing things that are like, this lady likes to survive. She likes to take a little bit extra damage.
He's so
Nothing
Nothing
judgmental.
wrong with that. I'm in the same boat. I just,
Honestly,
think you might be a
before-
Titan on the inside.
No, actually, before the Titan changes, especially Overshields, I ran Thunder Crash.
Oh, you just running go ahead hurt first into stuff. Okay. All right.
I wear that I forgot the exotic chest that gives you
Curious
bigger
of the Falling
damage.
Star? Yeah.
Curious.
Yeah, so that's what I run.
Curious of
I
the
actually
Falling
have
Star.
different builds for each character.
Oh, I love
too,
y'all.
So
Yeah, I love them. I love Titans for for Fog. I was like, where the
Go smash Atheon.
I was like, go get them, Titans. Go get them, boys.
Yep.
I'll be happy when I see Titans with that Atheon encounter.
Honestly,
Let's go.
it's really good for Rook too. Because
Really?
Rook moves.
You can get a chunk.
it's
You can get a
really
chunk
good.
on him.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, dude, we did the last stand on Rolk, and I think 2 of us did Thunder Crash with Curious, and it was done. It was like that was the end of the
hits,
down
yeah.
phase. Yeah,
That's one thing I noticed for me, because I've been running Divinity a lot.
you've been Div guy.
Yeah, I've been Divinity guy for Rolk. And when I'm on my Titan, my super gets 0 use because the bubble gets kicked in the head. And then I'm
Yep.
obviously not going to use my shields. And then we'll go play my alt and I'll go jump on my warlock. And then I'm like, all right, DPS up. I'll literally chunk my Nova Bomb out and then start div. And I'm
Then
like, cool,
div.
I at least get to do some damage now.
Damage.
But
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, when I sit there as my Titan, and that'd be the nice thing, same as the Hunter now. So the Titan DPS is, Void DPS is really weak, but then we get to turn around and do Thunder Crash, which is nice. But yeah, I've been running Divinity, so I haven't been enjoying the Thunder Crash as much since.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but yeah, we did try that for, I don't know if it was day one we were doing that, but it was, yeah, it is very nice because one, he moves, it's that big instant chunk damage, and if you hit him, kind of just like fade away, you'll usually dodge the lasers. But yeah, Thunder Crash has been nice to use when you can. But if I'm stuck on Divinity, not so much.
Not so much.
I understand the Warlock. So, but yeah, Void has been honestly very fun. I'm honestly curious. We got a little piece of information confirmed. Tassie didn't seem to believe it since he made this video on. It was like Arc 3.0 and Solar 3.0 are coming in the consecutive seasons. So season 17 is one of them. Season 18 is one of them. And we knew this a while. They're like, yeah, you're going to get one a season. And I was like, and that was, I think, one of the questions why we were asking about like PvP maps. Was there season 19? Then we realized there's a season 19. I'm guessing season 19 is be like, all right, let's see if we can balance this entire bundle of chaos is what my guess is season 19 is going to be. But I will be curious kind of when Arc 3.0 and Risk Runner and Solar 3.0 and TQ's Divination and all these other things start playing in, because they seem to have embraced Wells a lot. Because they've kind of made Orbs of Light harder to get and harder to pick up. And now Wells make them on kills. And there's a, what is it? One of the fragments, I think. No, it's just one of the Void Wells. Like when you use your class ability, your next kill grants you Void Wells, then you can just start proccing. And that's just using your class ability. Everybody has that. And you can get that all the time. So it's the Wells they seem to be leaning into more. Yeah. But I'm like, but then when I go to another class, I'm like, man, I feel like hamstrung. So I was like, I want those new ones. But it is nice to know. I just wonder, which one do you guys want more? Do you want Arc or Solar next? Any of you, by the way. Nope, you get to go first.
That's a good question.
I was actually thinking about this the other day. I think I was talking to my chat, talking about the other changes to like Arc and Solar. And I was saying that Hunter has basically no Arc besides Arc Strider. Right? So the other supers or the other characters have what, three separate ones? I think, right?
2.
Or like 2
usually
at least?
2. Yeah, usually
Just
2
2.
variations.
But when you think of Hunter,
Warlock's got Tickle Fingers and Kamehameha Wave, and Titan's got 2 types of the same power, kind of.
Single smash and roaming smash, and then Hunters get a staff.
Hunters has 1. Yeah. So I'm hoping that they implement something new for Hunter Arc. That would at least be like kind of a little bit more of, they can't really do much about like not even like a chaos reach or something like that. But I hope they do something that actually like we would be able to use. I guess,
would like what if you're, so the one thing I saw Kevin Yana say is Arc might also include things like mobility, the way the psionic spear that we've got in PsiOps is, kind of, and you can get that double blink. I would actually think it'd be really cool since you have a staff to, I don't know if you could boomerang the spear or if you could throw your staff and somehow like pull it back. If they could actually get like the God of War axe animation, like throw it and recall it type thing, that would be probably OP, but actually would be really, really cool because you guys already have the big weapon that almost is like our artifact this season. That would be really cool. I want Solar personally next because I want to mess around with all my Solar Titan Hammer stuff. That's the one I want. Like, Titan Smash is, it is what it is at this point, but I just want to mix and match sunspots with explosive tracking hammers, or I just want to mess with that subclass so bad because Solar Titan is usually my go-to if I can get a choice. I just don't. Right now, it just feels underpowered.
Didn't they nerf Dawnblade a while back for Warlock? What do you think they're gonna do for
the they got a tough
now?
Yeah, they got a tough decision.
Healing Well, obviously.
Healing Well's got to come back. I mean, clearly, but they've got a tough.
Self-res, rather.
No, that's not coming back.
Nah, that'll break the game.
I do like Dawnblade is very, very underwhelming in my opinion with DPS, especially in PvE. The PvP, it's okay.
I got a build for you. For you. Don't sleep. I got one build for you. Yeah, use the buggy eye helmet. The
Dawn Chorus.
Yes.
Oh,
Use
does
Dawn
that?
Chorus. Throw a grenade because it has a burning effect, right? And
Okay.
bottom tree Dawn. Throw a grenade first to initiate the burn tick on a boss. Then bottom tree Dawn, and you can
Okay.
out DPS Chaos Reach.
Really?
They got a buff. They got a buff recently, like a very quiet buff recently on the super, but only with that exotic.
Yeah.
That exotic. But
Kinda like-
trust me,
okay.
prior
Yeah.
to that, I'm 100%
It's kind of
with
like
you.
Thunder
yeah.
Crash
Yeah.
though with Curious. Like Thunder Crash on its own
Yeah.
isn't quite worth like just using the one off, but with Curious, it's a big enough chunk.
Yeah.
It is the same. So that sounds right. They are leaning to if you want DPS with your super, here's an exotic and go there.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
tend to be
Yeah,
done.
I definitely I'm glad they're reworking pretty much subclasses. There are a lot of it's like underwhelming, but I'll be happy with either Arc or Solar next season.
Yeah, for me, I think I think as a Warlock, probably I'm okay with Solar right now, but I think Arc. I've
Okay.
kind of like cooled off on it. Like I don't really. There was a moment I was geomagging. You know what I'm saying? Getting my Kamehameha, getting that on. But between like I don't feel. I mean, they made some changes between top tree arc and bottom tree arc to try to differentiate them to give them some differences. But it does need a rework. It really does. So I think I'm looking for. And plus, I want to synergize with my favorite new post in the game, Eve. I want to synergize with that Insidious post. From
I'm
the
3 out of 5.
raid.
3 out of 5 for my craftables.
I'm 5 out of 5.
Oh, damn it.
I'm jealous.
Oh.
You
Right,
got
baby.
5 already? You got alloys
Yeah.
too?
I pulled it out of the chest twice, the dual chest, and then I bought it each week as my, the one that you can buy from the guy.
I've been
So you going,
I,
I'm jealous.
Dragonfly Rampage, go explode
Dragonfly
everything,
Rampage,
dude.
bro. I
That's
will
just-
live with that gun until I get that roll.
Yeah, it's
That's
got
what I
quite
want.
a few good
The
rolls,
question-
but
the
that's the
question
unique
is-
one.
Mm-hmm.
Should I do enhanced dragonfly or enhanced?
Ooh.
Is it called
That's a good question.
adept?
Enhanced.
Yeah, like
it's,
Dragonfly
Enhanced
mod?
trait.
it's enhanced traits. Yeah, they're enhanced.
No, not the traits. The mod. The
mod.
that you can put in
Oh,
because they have a
Oh.
greater
I would
dragonfly and a
do-
greater
Yep.
rampage one.
Rampage will last
Okay.
longer. Dragonfly, better explosions.
Explodes.
I
Yeah.
would
would go
probably
with
do the
Dragonfly.
explosions, but yeah, I'd probably
Yeah,
do Dragonfly.
It's a real
Because you-
Sophie's choice.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that dramatic, I'll be honest.
Oh, it's that dramatic
Listen.
when you're about to 1v1 Nope. It's pretty
Oh,
important.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah. You
Which one
definitely
you
need that for Nope. She's
Yeah,
about
for
to
sure.
smoke. I,
Well,
and yeah,
I
I'm-
have a-
Both
You
of
might
those
wanna do
perks would not be
targeting.
useful
It's like
in
you
a
might do
1v1,
targeting
yeah.
adjuster on that one then. Completely different build. Totally different
completely
build.
different build.
Wait, are you 1v1ing me with a pulse rifle?
Oh, judgment.
I'm actually 1v1ing you with 2 pulse rifles.
Okay,
I'm not bringing my
that's
A
gonna-
game. Come on, I don't want to
That's-
embarrass.
She about
you.
to smoke. I like her.
I'm actually a sniper.
Ooh, go pitch his
but-
head off.
Yeah.
Tell
No,
him what's
actually-
going to happen to him.
I
Nope.
think you meant to say you were a sniper. Now you're
I-
retired.
No, I
And then-
promise you, the flinch when there's a pulse rifle or like a scout rifle is horrendous. So you'll probably win.
Okay, okay.
Oh, I
Mouse and
know,
keyboard flinch.
man.
Oh.
Pulse rifle. When I get killed by a guy that is using a sniper rifle while I'm shooting him, I'm like, how did you do
Yeah.
that? Because I have no ability to aim
Yeah,
when somebody's
exactly.
shooting me with the
Yeah.
sniper. Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to your point, Trav. I probably would go, with the enhanced dragonfly and probably do rampage spec, so you get a little extra seconds for the rampage. Do that joint. But yeah, Insidious is so good.
Wait, what's the role
It's
for
great.
it?
It's one of the few posters that can roll with dragonfly,
Dragonfly
and
and
rampage.
Rampage. Yeah, you can get both on
It's
I have-
arc and it's just a really good.
Oh,
pulse.
so
it feels
good.
chunky,
Chunky.
nice. It's just
I have
Love
a
it.
dragonfly, but I have adaptive munitions with it though.
it. Ah, that
I mean,
works
the
too.
dragonfly makes the roll, and that you'll survive for now. But once you get that, it's gonna be so
So
sick.
the other one, there's like 3 that I want. That's one of them. Dragonfly Rampage. Just blow stuff up, do more damage. Blow stuff up, do more damage. That'll be fun. Demolitionist and Adrenaline Junkie.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
Pair them
Cool.
together. So you start stacking the damage. Then if
Yeah.
you need to reload, chunk the grenade, then
Chunk
you get the
grenade.
damage. It's a very, very good synergy. It's got
Mhm.
stats for all and one for all. So if you can just hit 3 different targets, then you get that 35% increase for like 10 seconds. And then the stats for all is handling, stability, reload, and range.
damn.
And 35% damage if you
And
just tap 3
35%.
targets and then just start killing them.
Yeah.
Like
sick.
it has adaptive munitions too, and like rapid hit adaptive munitions. I mean, you can you could have 4 different versions of that thing, and I think that's what annoys me a little more about the crafting is the fact that there are 4 different ones I want to experiment with.
Yes.
But then I need to go make 4 of them because I can't just like forever unlock a perk. So we'll see when we get there. Anyway, we did get a patch on Tuesday since, we're trying to talk about this game, Destiny, that we play sometimes. I swear.
No, it's Elden Ring now.
Yeah, this is going to be if 3 of us have anything to say.
Saturday.
We will have to get your take on it. Just try not to hate it before you start.
Yes, I'm absorbing the Travis Zen.
There you go.
He said, calm down. He said, just
one thing you
try
love.
to find one thing you
there you
love.
go. Yep. See, find one thing.
I'm absorbing the Zen. I'm absorbing being nice.
If you just want, but we did get a patch.
That's honestly how I stuck with Destiny. I would not have made it as far as I am in Destiny's coverage if I didn't follow that rule. I'm serious, because there's been times where being a Destiny stan has been tough. But if you just if you look for the light, you can find that one thing that keeps you going.
That's true.
But yeah, the patch. No, you're good. The patch did fix the issue with Gambit and PvE values, so there's no more one-shotting of Ariel and his Vow. So that's fixed, thank goodness. They fixed a couple of issues in Vow, a couple issues in the campaign. We did get the changes to the economy for crafting. So you've got your new currency limits. I already hit the neutral limit, so I'm just pissed off all over again. I went to go clean out the red weapon. Oh, it's like, all right, I saved up the red exclamations. All right, clear. You've hit the neutral element limit. Damn it. I'm already there. So I have 282 ruinous element and I have 10,000 and I'm just going.
How many alloys you got?
Like 6 or 7. I've been doing some of the weekly campaigns, the campaign replay stuff. Yeah. Like this week you can do 100K on hero.
Oh.
Yeah,
really?
Go do just the weekly campaign.
I'm broke.
What is it? The last chance mission? It's the apothecary one. There's enough enemies in there. Yeah, there's enough enemies in there with 3 people match made. 100. Like I ended up with like 108K.
Oh,
yeah,
I
did like
get
106.
Yeah,
like that.
So just make sure you're killing everything. Easy. Just try and find. Like if anything, just try and focus the champions down. If everything dies, you'll get the kills. That's the
nice.
That one's not too bad. So we did get the weapon crafting economy changes. I still think neutral should be higher, but I'm not going to try and harp on that too much. We did last week. Let's see. For gameplay, they've got a couple of weapons. Not too much really changed. They did actually the Loreley Splendor helm. This exotic Titan helmet has already had like 3 different changes to it. So now they said it would consume the class ability energy of like trying to make the sunspot when you die. Now it won't do that and take your class ability energy away when you die. So it's a little bit better. Cool guy's actually been raving about it on Twitter, so I'm sure he will be talking about that one. Yeah, he's like,
he had a rant before?
Oh, he's finally like reviewing different exotics, and I think he's getting to this one. Like, guys, this one's actually pretty good, so don't sleep on it.
Oh yeah, I love it.
But the big one, that's kind of one I would ask you guys about Void 3.0. We already got some changes for it. So they said Sentinel's Titan Bastion Barricade now takes 20% increased damage from player sources. So our barricades have been knocked down a bit. And that also, it stacks with stuff like Hawkeye Breach and Anti-Barrier. So those shields are going to get taken out fairly quickly if people are spec'd right for them. Targets with Void invisibility active now ping the radar every 0.6 seconds, every 3 seconds, or 4.6 seconds, I'm sorry, every 3 seconds until invisibility ends. Normal radar visibility rules apply, double jumping, sprinting, stuff like that. Basically, from what I can tell, you're going to see them a little bit because you can shoot somebody and they won't even come out of invisibility right now, but they will now ping the target a little bit. They also said fix an issue with Child of the Old Gods could damage some targets through immunity shields. So Warlocks once again cheating. No, but I kind of wanted to see, since we got the Titans and then for our Hunter main, what are your thoughts on the invisibility changes that now you're basically going to be pinging the radar every 3 seconds for just a bit? Do you think that's a fair change for invisibility? Do you lean heavy into it when you play? Are you sad? Are you happy? Are you okay with it?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually okay with it. Even though I kind of have an invis build, I don't usually do it in PvP anymore. But I know a lot of people were very upset with invis hunters in PvP. And I hope this actually like mellows them out a little bit because I honestly don't like hearing about it anymore. So I actually like the idea of them pinging it a little bit. I actually don't know. I want to see how it looks and how like it feels when it happens. But I actually do hope it eases people's minds with it. But I know it can be annoying, like not seeing a hunter and like getting shot in the back or something like that. You know, it can get annoying. Like I agree with it, and hopefully this works out. But yeah.
What about you guys? Have you been facing any of those invisible hunters? Have they been annoyance to you? Have you all of a sudden been like, I don't see anybody? Dead sniped to a guy who's just sitting there in the open, just looking at you. Anybody had those fun experiences yet? I've got two people smiling over here for the audio listeners, so I'm waiting for one of them to talk.
I'll let Trav go.
Yeah, for sure. I actually don't know if invisibility is the biggest broken thing in the Void 3.0 meta, but it is certainly one of the annoying things. But I'm kind of like Nope. Like I'm tired of people complaining about it. Like we all know that the PvP sandbox is not balanced right now. Void 3.0 saw sure to that. Arc and Solar are next to useless because the other subclasses are clearly better right now. Even Stasis feels a little weak by comparison in some subclasses, certainly for Titans.
Yeah.
But I think that they probably just need to calm down, let Bungie fix it. They do this all the time. I'm just staying out of the PvP, honestly, the PvP sandbox for now. Like I'll come back to it when they fix some things, but I've sort of learned when they do big sandbox changes, whether it's adding Stasis or doing Void 3.0, that they tend to not care at all about how that's going to affect PvP, and it takes them a couple months to get it back into alignment. So I'm prepared to wait and play Elden Ring while I do so. So yeah, that's kind of my strategy, is wait it out. But the little PvP I have played, it's been a little bit like, all right, this isn't super balanced. Even Titans aren't balanced. Like getting an overshield whenever you want is kind of,
especially like
the Titans.
You put down the barricade, you get the overshield still from going away from it.
Yeah,
instead of like a rift, you know, it's like a rift.
I put down the barricade, I walk in front of it, and then I kill the person because I've got an overshield, and then they're like, why did you do that? And I'm like, because Bungie said I could.
It's like a rift that you can walk with, you know? It's like a rift
walking
you walk
rift with overshield.
Okay,
Titans
you
don't
can't
get
walk
anything
that far away from it. You have to be standing basically right next to it.
No,
But
let's get E's feedback from
from
last week. I was hearing a bunch of crying and whining. Let's talk about that. E, is that fair? Is that
the
balanced
overshield
for the Titans? Yeah, how do you feel about that?
That's strong. But also, like, this is coming
from invisible is stronger though. If they can't see you,
I was like, invisibility's strong. You guys have you guys have had like healing rifts for like 4 years, so now you're feeling some of the other side of like somebody else with the shield. So like the healing rifts,
it's true,
have been and you put that.
I don't think Warlocks have any room to complain about this because their rifts have been like the spammiest. Like I don't know how to play PvP, so I'm just gonna
sit in a rift.
Do this and hope,
I'll be honest.
Good. No,
like,
good. Then I'll
the
comment.
Bottom arc tree for Warlock is actually really good, especially with the
stack.
Souls. Is that the arc
souls? I got my two little snitches.
Oh yeah, you got your little. Yeah, you got your little. You got turrets. That's the thing. It's like you don't even have to look at me, and I'm still getting hit by something else. And nobody else has summons like that.
Really obnoxious.
Child of the old gods and just suppress somebody.
And then use the no time to explain post and have the real aggressive one.
Yeah.
The real like I got the two snitches, then I got the detective. He's over there. I can see the disgusted Travis's face. It gives me joy.
Yeah, I love how he's like
casual
what do you
PvP disgust.
Yeah, it's like, what do you think about that? What do you think about this overshield? Yeah, my class is broken. But what do you think about this overshield? Yeah, kiss our butt.
Yeah, that is the most like disgustingly casual build I've ever heard. And I know exactly how to counter it and would have no problem killing you, but like just hearing somebody say that aloud is like offensive to me to a certain extent.
And we got a gauntlet that we could turn our grenade into the snitch automatically.
If you use Warlock right, it can be it's really
great.
good. But with me in PvP, because I do both, pretty much, I do both sides. I try to think of the worst and the best case scenarios. Like instead of going, oh, whatever, Invis Hunter, blah blah blah. I try to think of like like what I can do to counter that as well. Not a lot of people can or do that, you know, especially like overshield. It's really annoying because you have like the extra health or whatever. In this hunter, you can also, they don't have extra health. They just have invisibility, whatever, to shoot them, you know, but it is annoying, you know, not being able to see them from like a corner and then they coming out and like shooting you.
Yeah.
You know,
They typically get the first shot in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, I try to think of both sides to the cases and aspect of the PvP sandbox, you know, but DMT is the worst thing that's ever happened in the game. Just putting that out there. Okay? Just saying.
I haven't, you know, it's funny. I haven't seen them, or at least I must be killing them because I have not seen DMT.
Every so
DMTs
often I
haven't
get
bothered
killed
me.
by one, and it's fast. DMT
Before the changes,
will kill you
though,
fast.
that's like the only thing I will complain about is how DMT is way too, like, I think overpowered, or was. I should say was. Because right now I don't see a lot of it, and I'm really happy about that. But that's the only thing I would complain about in PvP. Or the sniper flinch.
Right now, it's the fusion. There's a fusion running around.
Snorri
that's terrorizing. Yeah, Snorri's one.
And then Likely Suspect is the other void one.
Yeah.
Deliverance I've been seeing from the raid.
Yeah, Deliverance will do it too. Well, because it's a stasis slot, so you can use different stuff in your energy.
Do you play on PC, Nope?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, so DMT is a lot stronger on PC.
Strong on PC.
Console. So
Yeah.
Cog and I
Thank you,
That's why.
Nope. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's like, because you can get messed up by DMT, and the console's like, what are you talking about? And it's like,
we don't have a problem.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's all fine over here.
In my experience, most of the Bungie people play on PlayStation, so they probably don't even know it's a problem.
Oh, yeah, I see.
But it is, it's like the DMT, I'm the same way. It's like, it did have the aim assist taken away, fires a little slower from hip fire, I think. So those changes seem to have brought it in a little bit. Every so often when I don't see it much, but when I do get killed by it, I'm just like, damn, that was fast. It is a quick gun. If somebody's still good with it, it's still got some potency to it, but I don't think right now, at least, it doesn't seem overbearing per se. But when it comes to this, fusions seem to be the main issue now because Xur sold God Roll main ingredient number 2. So now they have like
first week it came back too, mind you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So firmly planted, tap the trigger. And then firmly planted, some people were saying is better than under pressure, tap the trigger.
Really?
And then you've also got, and then Cool Guy is all about, I've been raiding with Cool Guy, so he's actually, I love getting like the insights. He's like, I'm diving into this one this week. Yeah.
Name drop. Yeah, that was a little smooth. But tell me what Cool Guy talk about.
No,
what's he raving about?
He's hilarious. He reminds me of you, Cog, because he'll find some way to make anything work. He's going to be like, all right, I'm going to go step out of the box, wander over into aisle 7B, pick up this exotic.
He's
and be
the
like,
hippie of builds. That's why I love him.
Yeah, he's going to go be like, I'm going to make this weird thing. And then all of a sudden he's like, all right, you should use this in this way. Now, granted, whatever he came out with, what was the one recently? Oh, it's the Hunter staff exotic. He's like, it's just bad. It just sucks. Really? He normally will find something good about most things. He did not like the increased damage reflection one. And I even wondered the same thing when we heard about that. I'm like, you can only reflect. Well, where are you going to use this? And still, it's not very good. But Likely Suspect, the craftable fusion from Throne World. It's void. So you've got Firmly Planted, which basically makes it insanely stable, tight groupings. And then you're going to add it to Successful Warm-Up.
Ooh.
So you've got Firmly Planted, very easy, like very tight groupings with your bolts to get that first kill. And then you got 8-10 seconds on warm-up to get that second one, and it's going to fire faster than anything else. So if you can pair that together and start stacking up some ammo, and if, you know, the really good PvPers are like sliding into corners and stuff, and no, that one is definitely one to toy around with. So if you want a PvP fusion rifle, the Likely Suspect, Firmly Planted, and what did I just say? Oh, Successful Warm-Up. You can definitely put some work in with that one for sure.
Interesting. Okay, we'll check that out.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm almost got a semi-decent funnel web. I'm close, but this was decent. I got Steady Hands and Adrenaline Junkie, and
I got a subsistence adrenaline or frenzy.
Are you guys just going to talk about your rolls all night, or?
I mean,
when you got it.
It's just exchanging like perk names. It's just like, all right, this is the show now.
What? What's wrong with that? No, I'm just kidding.
Don't
No,
you see
it's
somebody
like
get a
beautiful.
God roll and they be like, "Is this
Already
good?"
It's brilliant content, guys. Brilliant content. Just go through your whole vault. Just hear all
Hold
the
on, let me pull
capabilities
up.
you got.
Let me pull up Dim. I'm good to
Dim.
go over here. Yep.
For sure.
Oh, I want to know, how do you guys pronounce the sniper rifle? FUGUE 55. Nope. Go first. How do you pronounce that sniper rifle?
Fugue.
Cog. How do you pronounce it?
Fugue.
I like it.
Fugue.
Travis,
Fugue
how do you
55.
pronounce it? It's French,
I-
apparently.
I call it the forget about it.
I like that. Yeah, that's a
There you
good one.
go.
I
There
was
you
on,
go.
I was on the Fugue train. We were joking about that too, and I was just kind of curious. I saw that one too.
Mhm.
But those are the main
What's the
things.
real one though? What's the real name for it though?
I've never actually looked up the real pronunciation.
It could be
probably
Fugu.
Fugu,
maybe?
Fugu, yeah.
Fugu.
Fugu pasta
Probably
sauce. It's Fugu pasta
honestly,
sauce.
the answer is probably FUGE. Like it's probably
Fuge?
just like a robot listing, like you're redeeming a code
Mhm.
on Steam.
Actually, maybe.
FUGUE. No.
FUGE 55.
All right. Hold on one second. Are we stream
We still
died?
up? Yeah. Oh no, it's just hourglass. Just lagging. Let me refresh it. See if it comes. Back.
Hold on. No. I'm seeing it too.
Yeah, it's back. It's back. I did refresh.
Are you sure? I'm not.
Oh no, now it came. It was back, and then it went away again.
I have a loading
Oh.
screen.
Yeah, it's loading.
I'm seeing it.
It's loading. What happened to the stream?
I never.
They got so bored by our.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks,
They
buddy.
can't take it.
Sorry, everybody. We had a little bit of technical difficulties in the middle of the podcast. OBS crashed, so there's a bit of a jump here when things kind of got back up and going, but we should be good to go right after this. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Now back to the show.
Don't worry about
Big
it.
things that I want to talk to you guys about, though,
Mhm.
while we still got it.
On audio.
Yeah, just on audio, is we had, this will be fun, edit later on, Game to Give, they recapped. They had over 2 million total donated for the Game to Give. They had 38,500 donors, 575 fundraisers who supported across 103 countries. So honestly, like really crazy numbers that they hit. That's the highest they've ever done. So definitely wanted to shout that one out. I know we talked about a lot of it before because, you know, I had my piece and stuff, but just very cool numbers. They did also mention they kind of released their first issue of bans with regards to account recovs. Whether it's, you know, recovs for leveling up services that people use in a poor way where somebody's cheating or trials. But yeah, recovs now will get you banned. So one of those things
good.
definitely to watch out for, which is kind of a big thing. But the main topic, we got a patch coming on Tuesday, which, you know, means there's no Xur holding hostage and stuff like that. We've got a couple other known issues. They went into all the bad actor stuff that we talked about in the TWAB, and then how to handle if you want to upload licensing. But basically, they just said it was someone else doing it that shouldn't have been, never was authorized. So they did clarify a decent amount that. Main thing that I wanted to actually discuss with you guys, raid challenges, PsiOps Battlegrounds on Legend difficulty, and just the increased difficulty that launched this week. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on if you know what the raid challenge is or the raid triumphs for like the encounters, and then also your thoughts on Legend PsiOps Battlegrounds. If you like them, if you don't, I mean, I have my thoughts. I'm trying not to lead the audience, lead the witness too much here. But first, I want to start the raid. Do you guys know what the challenges were, or do you need a recap, or have you even done it yet?
I did this week's, which was that we had to all kill our abomination at the same time.
Yep.
Or you can leave them, but that's more annoying than easy. I think you can do either or, but killing them
That's
like
funny.
at the same
I didn't
time.
know that.
Mhm.
Yeah. You just leave them alive.
I would not
Yeah,
do that. It gets too chaotic. But I
I
think
thought
a
it was
couple
pretty
people did that.
straightforward.
Just
There's an
leave them
extra
all.
thing to juggle, but it was cool.
A lot of people thought it was too easy,
Yeah,
which it
was
kind of
easy.
is.
Okay,
but
let me ask you if you want to juggle that on master difficulty.
I'll do
For
it.
sure.
You want to
That's
keep
gonna be
those guys up on master.
Yeah. People want hard content. That's hard. I'm telling you. No, I'm just kidding. I probably wouldn't, honestly.
So the other piece is take the challenge, the triumph that you can get on the same encounter, where you can't kill the orange bars until they start attacking the obelisk. The two guys with the shields.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
I
that's the
hated that.
challenge.
I hate that.
Terrible idea. For a
Terrible
challenge.
challenge.
It's like
yourself-
I don't like any challenge that's like play the game poorly.
Yep.
Is the
Put
challenge.
yourself
okay,
in a
how
losing
do you-
predicament.
How do you not like that one, but you're okay keeping a champion up? This is my disconnect here. I'm like, you just
No.
said what I was
Well,
hoping you to
it's-
say on the first one, but you
No,
didn't
the
say it
first
until
one-
this.
The first one is not keep the champion up. The first one is everybody kill the champion at the same time.
Yeah, but you
I said
can't-
you could do either or.
But
I don't keep it up. We were on it when it would spawn. We'd be like, all right, everybody kill your champion. And
no,
then
but you
as long as you kill it within 5 seconds, it's done.
yeah, you got to kill them all together. But whoever gets it to spawn first still has to play like the game of dodgeball
dodge, yeah.
for a little while until those things come up because it's gonna stay. If you're first, that thing will stay up for a decent while.
That's
It
true,
wasn't that
but
long.
you still can stun them though. That's the thing. With the other guys, you can't stun them. You have to wait for them to run down, fight the obelisk, do a 2v1, and then,
Yeah.
kill them. Well, with
Yeah.
Unstoppables, you can easily stun them like, 5-6 times maybe.
That's true. I didn't think about with Unstoppable
Yeah,
style.
I guess my problem is that one of them is strategic. It's like an extra thing to juggle that is actually a challenge, and the other one is literally just it's pointless. Like what?
I kind of agree with that. Like, you just let them shoot once
It's like-
and then
it's
you're good.
Yeah, it's like you play the game poorly for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you do
Yeah.
the thing you're supposed to do, and then
You do,
that's the
yeah.
challenge. It's not even really.
What's
That's
the
not
reward?
even really a challenge. It's just
Let's
a
get to the
weird
meat of
thing
it.
to have to
The
do.
the
Yeah.
raid
What's the
reward,
reward for all this?
The raid reward for doing the abomination, like the
Yeah, the
champion challenge,
champion
that's another
one?
chest. That's the
Oh,
bonus
it's two. It's
chest.
an extra chest. That's
Yeah.
a bonus chest.
Bonus chest for
So
the
when
encounter.
Unstoppable comes out, because I haven't done the raid this week. So Unstoppable comes out. You just
Keep
got
it
to
al-
all four keep them alive, and then we say, "All right, ready, guys? 1, 2, 3, kill your
Yep.
Unstoppable."
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
It's
Well,
just,
the
I
first
guess
guy, the first guy who gets to spawn, got to play around though, for a while.
that's my issue because I was
That-
thinking
Not
on
that
like
long.
it's long enough that
It's
on
long
master
enough.
difficulty that is going to be rough. Is all I'm saying because it's already going to be over leveled unless you're just like living in it. And I know some people get up to like season pass 220, 250 or 300, whatever. If you get high enough up there, I'm sure it won't be as bad. But that guy's going to hit really hard if you have to keep him up for a while.
You got to be quick on the call out when you see him, stun him, and then handle your business. But it's not. It's just annoying. It's an annoyance.
Yeah, I guess
You know
what I was saying,
One.
both pieces of this encounter for me bug me because it's don't kill enemies yet.
Yes,
Keep these
exactly.
enemies up. And it's just like, so you want me to not shoot things in the game where I shoot things
And shoot things
to do a
yep.
challenge. And it's like, so try and dodge. And especially in like high level content, you want the master chest twice.
Right.
You
Yeah,
like
it's
you want
bad.
to, like
It-
I don't like the design of that challenge
I've
either.
always liked challenges where it's a different way to do the mechanic versus put you in a compromising situation
Yes.
that's unnatural due to gameplay. You would never keep anything up for any reason. You would never allow someone to put you in a losing state. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
bad game design on that part.
Because
I
yeah,
agree.
the champions you have, you're going to be able to stun them, sure, but you have to wait until they get out of stun to restun them.
Yeah.
Now, it's like the other option, like Unstoppables on that one, theoretically, what you would do is line of sight them. Stun them and line of sight them. They'll probably wander. I don't know how aggressive they're going to be. I know in like Lost Sectors or Nightfalls, if you stun them and get out of line of sight, they just
Yeah.
wander around aimlessly
just
until you
wander
peek
around,
at them
yeah,
again.
yeah.
So that's probably what you're going to have to do. But again, the way the enemies spawn, or if you have to go after, it just, I didn't like the design of the challenge. And and apparently it was just me more not liking it. But also the shield guys, we were trying to do that first because we thought that was the challenge
Yeah.
until somebody saw like a post on Reddit or something, be like,
Same.
it's actually the champions. But I was like, we're just not killing guys when we should be killing guys. It just seemed not like a very creative challenge on this one. So
Agreed.
but I guess the bigger one, and I still haven't even done it yet because I don't see a point to it outside of the War Table Insight, is the Legend PsiOps Battlegrounds. So they're 1550. They are not match made, which they're at the powerful cap, not the pinnacle cap, not master. Legend 1550, not match made, no additional rewards, and this is how you also progress the seasonal challenge. Is a non-match made activity. To get your insight this week, it is in Legend. That is how you get your insight this week.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I think that is
I mean,
just
that's the reason that they didn't put any rewards behind it, is because you have to do it if you want to get your table done. I think that they thought that would be motivation enough to do it. I logged on and was doing like my weeklies, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, I'll skip this week. I'll see if I need it by the end of the activity, because I was like, I already kind of don't like PsiOps Battlegrounds, and the thought of having to talk to Cog on comms or something was just like, oh god, I'll just play something else. Like I don't want to do that. So yeah. I might try it because 1550 isn't that intimidating.
Yeah, 1550 is not that bad
like,
at all.
It's not like it's Grandmaster Nightfall or whatever, but it is kind of irritating, and no match made is stupid. But
boot the orbit and all that too.
I actually did it yesterday with Duo. I mean, it's a little chaotic, but I've always had like trouble staying alive in that one for some reason. Like even like normally
with the champions that spawn and then Savathun
it's like
at the end.
Savathun and her like balls coming at you. It just hurts way too much, honestly. But Duo, it was not okay. I mean, it was okay. Sorry, completely did that.
And Savathun's balls.
We had some listeners got a treat. No, that Savathun's like arc balls shots. No, it's like I've called the Taken Knights the big black ball of death. I mean, I've had a lot of weird things. There are a lot of spherical things that you definitely call balls.
Too much in the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of balls in this game. So
a lot of balls.
I mean, the Traveler's one big white ball, so it's fine.
Yes.
The thing though, as the non-matchmaking, it is annoying, especially if you're a solo player.
Yes.
And especially because you said it's a mission, technically, and you're a solo player, how are you going to progress besides doing a solo?
Yep.
It's going to be way too hectic, and I feel bad for people, like, having to do that. But on Duo, it's doable. It was not too bad.
Yeah, 2 or 3, because it doesn't scale the way... Like the Legendary campaign, those guys got scaled and got beefier, and they said it was going to scale. None of the other content scales. So with 3 people, if you matchmake, it's not going to be bad. And it's, you might die or whatever. But the fact that there's not matchmaking, and Nightfall's the legend difficulty, as it's just the powerful cap, should be match made. Now, maybe you should be 1545 to matchmake. Like, you need to be close. I don't want to see somebody matching in there like 1480. Like, I know it's match made, but there probably needs a power cap. But if you're at 1550 or something, you should be able to match make that activity. And then the fact that I was honestly hoping, because we talked about this last week, where a Legend, I was like, maybe you get 1 red bar from doing on Legend, or run 1 red outline from Legend, or anything. And it was just nothing.
Resonance something. Like, you can't just have people. That's my thing. That's my new thing. I'm like, what's the reward? Oh.
We go back to like, is the juice worth the squeeze? So you got so this was a weird week for me, and this is, I guess, why I'm bringing all this together, is because for me it was raid challenges that make you play in a way where you have to play dodgeball, not kill these things too fast, or wait till they start killing the thing that you don't want them to touch. So you got to be a little tighter on the timing, just because we want you to be. Or the abominations, if you want to keep those alive. And I'm picturing Master, the first person who gets that, there's going to be a lot of deaths trying to do that on Master. Like, the first person eventually just doesn't play that one right. And then I see Legend, and I'm like talking to my chat and stuff, and they're like, yeah, Legend. And then they're asking if you wanted to do it. But I was like, oh, I can go jump in later. No big deal, after we do the raids. And then I see it's not match made, and there's no reason besides the insight. And I'm going, this week hit wrong. And especially as Elden Ring is just calling me to go play something that is just, I don't want to stop. When these things hit the way this does, I'm like, cool, the raids are done, but man, I don't care about anything else right now. And then Legend just adds nothing. It was just a weird week for me. So I didn't know if anybody else felt that way, or if I'm just like, whining over here.
No, you're speaking real stuff. I completely agree with you. I think that sucks the enjoyment out of doing a quote unquote new activity. But last question on the subject. Is the regular PsiOps given the thing, the energy thing, or no?
I mean, regular PsiOps.
The insight? No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you have to do. I think
it's only weekly.
Yeah. You have to complete the challenge every week in order to get the insight, the thing. And the challenge this week is do it on.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Yeah,
it's just like, that's one of those when you can't give me a harder difficulty and give me no reason to do it. And even if it is like, you can, maybe they do a thing where it's a checkbox or something. If you're going to do Legend, you can get at least 1 red outline, and then it's like a deep sight would be rare. If you knew that was like, hey, there was a chance to do that type of stuff and you're going after crafting, then it'd be like, all right, Black Wings, new red, let's go. Let's run this thing like 4 or 5 times, get some chances at some deep sights. And then maybe it's like when you do it, you also get double Risen Umbral energy. Like, just give me something in there to make it worthwhile. That was my biggest thing, and I know that's kind of just a little rant, but that was between the challenge and Legend of PsiOps. I was just like, this hit so wrong in multiple ways for me. It's like I did the raids; those were fun, and then I saw those, and I was like,
yeah, no, I feel you, man. I agree. Just not handled right.
And nope. Am I a big whiner, or where are you at on this?
No, you're definitely not a big whiner. Like I 100% agree. I agree, honestly, because I think only masters should have non-match made. Like, it's a harder content. It's like 1580 or something like that, like above 1550. Like, you're dealing with champions and all that, and I think as like lower content, like there was a whole, I don't know if you remember the whole controversy of like dares and the champions, like in normal mode.
Oh,
like
for like the low level,
Yep,
absolutely.
New lights. It's kind of like that. Like, people don't want to see champions when you first get in the game.
Yeah.
Because people don't know what mods are, don't know what champions are. So it's kind of like that. But I like with Legend, obviously you're not going to be new, technically.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree that everything up until Master should be match made.
Yeah.
100%.
And
they should. I don't know if they ever will, though. I really don't know.
I guess I don't know what's stopping them, because the way they've got the leveling structure done now, especially if seasons just go up like 10 and they don't need to make anything overly much more difficult, then it's just like, it seems like that would be one of those things. Maybe make the level requirement when you hit 1550, then you could match make. Otherwise, you got to have a group just so people are, nobody's trying to jump in. Please carry me at 1500 and just hope for the best. Like, I could see a little.
No, they should let them in. Let them in. Let the 1510s in. You know why? Because you added matchmaking to trials. So just do it.
Let them in. I like
that.
Okay. I see.
And raids. Just do it all.
I mean, granted, it doesn't scale on account of them, so actually I'm okay with that. If they're a body that can shoot something, that is not actually horrible, because it doesn't scale the way the campaign made the enemies tougher. That I guess I get okay, but it's like, yeah, if you're 115, it's like I'm 1572 or whatever. It's like whatever with the artifact. And then two people jump in and they're like 1505. Ooh, what's this difficulty? That would suck. So I was like, I don't know. There's probably a balance of like level for matchmaking. Like, you got to be close. Like, give me a window for match.
No, you'll benefit, because hey, look, when you die, at least some of the enemies will shoot at your ghost for no reason.
Oh my god,
they're helping. They're helping in a way.
They're a distraction.
Aggro
control. Yeah, they're a distraction basically.
I've had some trials teammates match made that were about that useful, so you guys can deal with it.
That I get.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was funny because you guys actually talk about champions and stuff too. I saw Tassie and Dado both put out their videos on kind of tired of champions.
Yeah,
champions suck. They've always sucked. I talked about champions in my Shadowkeep review as sucking, and now I feel these years later, I'm like, damn, I was right. They still suck.
Yeah. I try to be open-minded towards them, but it just, what it is, I just hate the artifact locking me into a build I don't want to play. And I just want to have fun. Like, there's times I'm like, all right, I really want to use this, I mean, Insidious, yes, it has Pulse. The Pulse has Unstoppable, but there's times it's like, all right, it's anti-barrier in here, so I have to take blah, 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 or Scout, you know what I'm saying? Or I have to take, and I'm just like, I just want to play with these cool builds that I made and I like, it's just restrictive.
Yeah. The Legend campaign showed us how they can manage it with contest, with new enemies like Hive Guardians, and stuff like that. I wanted to get your thoughts on this, Nope, because I mean, you did 3-man Rolk, you've done GMs, you've done a good chunk of things. I mean, 3,000 hours later, where are you at with the state of like, where are you at with champions? Because I don't want to say too much.
I honestly don't mind them. I don't really have a big problem with them. But I think they do need to rework the type of weapons to use for them. Yeah. I think they should do like 2 each. Like right now they have SMG auto rifle. I love that because you have 2 options. I think they should do that, or do like 3, like, or 4 maybe. Yeah. Probably not 4, but like 2 or 3. And I think they should do it for each one, like Unstoppable, Overload, anti-barrier. Like, you do have really good exotics though for anti-barrier, and you also have the new boots for Warlock. that actually have overload routes.
Overload intrinsically.
In it.
Don't be telling the secrets, girl. Come on now.
I think they should do more
They're
of
going to
that.
say I'm overpowered. I got the easy class again. We got to keep that narrative down.
When I first saw that, I was like, is this a bug? What's happening?
I was like,
this is
all
new.
my weapons have overload?
Yeah.
I love this class.
But that's actually what you were saying, Cog, though. It limits you, though.
Yeah.
But I think they should put it in all exotics.
No, I agree. I like
some of them.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I don't mind them, but when people argue about, you know, champions are horrible, I want to see what people would want more then, or what would replace them.
Easy. I got you right here. Travis Northup, world-class game designer. Okay, so
let's go.
Put the light-bearing hive. They're way better. They're actually the model for how they should do challenging enemies. They're threatening. They have abilities that make them unique to fight against. They can one-shot you. They're actually threatening, but they don't control your play style at all.
Yep.
They're
Good point. Yep.
they're not irritating. So like that's the model, is just give us more enemies like the light-bearing hive that are intimidating and feel like mini bosses without making it super annoying. And some of the champions don't even work correctly. The overload champions are broken. They've been broken since Beyond Light.
Annoying.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. So I just think that you know, there's much better ways to do what they're trying to accomplish, and I feel like they just really have stuck to their guns for longer than they should have at this point.
Yeah, so. Hard agree, because the hive light, the Lucent Brood, definitely even the ghost killing mechanic, and
it makes you move.
It makes you move, because let's be honest, Destiny players, we tend to lay back, pick apart. Yep. And no, you're going to have to get in the mix and get him out. Otherwise, you're going to face this terror all over again.
Or you play strategic to where you clear all the ads,
and
you make it to where it's safe enough to go crush the ghost.
Absolutely.
Like, it makes you play a certain way, not what weapons you use, but it makes you get like physically into the encounters, go push up, not sit in the back. And that's why they make these circular boss rooms where you have nowhere to hide, because they don't want you to sit in the back. I'm like, okay, well, make an enemy, I gotta go chase. Like, that's why I liked Rolk so much, is you can't just sit in there is no sit in the back. There is move, dodge, move in the entire time during the damage phase and stuff like that. So I mean, no, I agree with everything you guys are saying. The hive are great. The new like light bearing hive are awesome, and it is champions being just something they've crushed on too hard. And it's the thing, it's like, I want to be able to just like, I want to be able to put on my arms barrier and overload, just blanket, and just be like, hey, if it's a champion activity and you don't want me to use the reloads to be limited that way, let me put, hey, you can stun barriers with whatever you got. I could shoot him with a rocket and at least it could break the barrier, but I just have barrier breaking ability on me, and I just intrinsically have that, because like overload's the worst right now. Because auto rifles and SMGs, you got to sit there and like pepper them with shots. I'm sitting there doing master, and you're like, got to get enough shots on them. One sniper. Those scoring crossbow guys are lethal.
Oh my god,
those guys are they think they got their damage turned up a little bit high.
Disproportionately bad. Yeah, they're just disproportionately bad.
It's like, I know crossbows hit hard, but I think somebody like added an extra 0 to their DPS value, because I had the void resistance on. And I nearly lost my full health bar off of one hit from them. I'm going, if anybody sneezes on me, else I was dead. So
those are the scoring that kill Cade.
You know what else is bad with the scoring? Is the grenades.
Oh
yes, the grenades are horrible. You step in that once, your pinky toe, you're done.
Over.
You're done.
Yeah, because I was doing
the totems. All of them are annoying.
Oh,
and the totems.
And it's, so many chieftains now. Yes,
so many chieftains.
Yeah, the scoring are.
And the
I hate the teleporting taken, but man, those totems and grenades, when they have that stuff cranked up, that is an unfun experience. It's like, we got to the campaign, and I hope this is them learning with things that they progress on, and we will probably get multiple seasons of very similar to what we have right now. But I'm hoping in, say, Lightfall, and it sucks that we probably have to wait 18 months to get this, or 17 now, because I expect a delay for Lightfall. I don't see Lightfall coming in February, but
for sure, absolutely.
I'm hoping what they see, like how the campaign is so loved, the way they handled contests, the way the champions are not in there at all, literally never, and yet it was still a challenge and everybody loved that. I hope they embrace that model going forward, and I don't know if they like phase out champions, leave them in like the legacy content, whatever they do, but the limitations, again, when I went in, it's like I got to go SMG or auto rifle, or I go void grenades for overload. But if you miss that grenade or you don't nuke that one champion, then I got to wait for my grenade to get back if I lean into that. And then it's like, well, I'll be sitting here for a little while. And it limits your playstyle, because today I was doing the Lost Sector and it was overload for Metamorphosis and going through 2 of those chieftains in the beginning, a whole bunch of grenades flying at you, and the sniper is trying to pick you off in the same little area. I was going, I got through it, but it took me quite a few tries to get through, and just reminded it just reminded me of the champions. I'm just like, me along with everybody is getting tired of them, and I think it's finally starting to come up enough.
The only joy from champions I get is when I hear that sound you hit when you know you made it right. You activated the stun.
Overload.
Yeah.
When I hear that, I'm like, yes, now I'm gonna kill you. You're gonna get all this business, especially them overloads will get their energy back instantly. I'm like, oh my god, so annoying.
Also, some of them don't even stun half the time. I've been noticing that. They definitely need to work on like the timing as well.
Yeah, well, like for bows,
if it worked, maybe I wouldn't be as mad. But it's so
Do you remember
frustrating.
last season when the overloads wouldn't actually get killed when you finish them?
Yeah,
they would actually come back.
Yeah.
That's the way you had to
they
deal
still
with.
heal when they're not supposed to. It's like they heal in between the window when you can't stun them after you've stunned them last time, and that is so irritating.
So annoying. And my thing is, you should not be allowed to shoot me if I stunned you. If I stunned you, there should be no exchange of fire. They still like this.
Well, then like barriers or scouts, which if it's faster firing, you can continue to pepper the shots. But with bows, if you don't have Archer's Tempo basically procced, the draw time between a bow, unless it's just really fast, that health bar gets enough time to like tick up for a barrier.
Tick up.
Especially on Master, because it's always such a smaller window. It's, I mean, Unstoppables honestly are generally my worst worry. Or least worry, because you stun them, they chill, you nuke them, and then if you get out of line of sight, stun them again. But Overload and Barrier need technical reworks.
They don't heal.
Yeah, they don't heal. Exactly. Yeah, they don't. They're the only one that don't heal, so you can play them. But the other two, they're just broken to me enough times that it's really frustrating. So
they should heal maybe a little bit less.
Or less fast in between.
Yeah, less fast, especially with Overload. They're quick. If you're not on it, you're pretty much have to redo everything.
If they teleport, it's over. They're like teleport full health, like every time. So, well, that was most of what I got. I know this is a bit of a whine here at the end fest, and sorry everybody about the technical difficulties. Sorry, Nope, you got to experience OBS crashing, but as a streamer, it's like you've seen technical difficulties. So this will get. I'll probably pull this down from my channel. It's out there. Edit and re-upload. I'll probably re-upload it tomorrow or overnight or something after I get yours up. But yeah, I smell food.
I'm hungry.
It's like hungry. I know my wife is cooking something because every so often once it takes a while to drift into the office, and then finally something got cooked. I'm like food. So apparently I'm hungry now too. So it's apparently time we wrap this up.
She cooked your favorite unseasoned dried beans.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible. Anyway.
Unseasoned.
He's joking and giving me a hard time. I'm a picky eater, so they give me a hard time because I don't like condiments.
I'm
We've covered
picky
that
too. Yes. Not gonna lie, I'm very bad at like eating. Yep,
Give us your top 3. You're uninvited to parties foods that you shun.
It's more like condiments, technically, not like food, but no onion, no tomato.
Okay.
I don't like
Now, do you not like tomato sauce? Like, do you like pizza? You don't like pizza, actually. This is making more sense now.
Makes sense. Yeah,
I don't like what's it called? Like, I call it pasta sauce because it's used pretty much in pasta. Yeah, like marinara. Yeah, I don't like that. I usually do like white sauce when it comes to pizza.
Oh, see, I love a good marinara.
You like marinara?
I eat pizza, dude. You like I love when you're calling me out on another podcast when I can't defend myself because you're like, he doesn't like any sauce or anything at all ever, and then I'm over there like, I like this sauce, really? I like this sauce, really? I'm
it's like amazing when I hear
your blanket statement isn't actually true.
But my blanket statement is fun to label you with.
Oh, that feels so good. I love that.
It doesn't add to the fun.
It's true. He doesn't like sauces. I mean, to be fair.
I like some sauces, just not a lot of sauces.
Teriyaki.
I'll do teriyaki.
This is true.
Ooh, I like that.
He doesn't drink any beverages because they're too close to sauce.
Understandable. So just water then?
GCX
He's
is gonna
always
be
got
lit.
cotton mouth.
We
No,
gotta
he doesn't
take a
like water
GCX
either.
picture
It's
at a
just water-
restaurant.
water
I
is-
would be
water is
dead.
just
What do I
earth
have,
sauce.
an IV?
It's
Oh yeah,
just
earth sauce.
Desalinized earth sauce. Yeah, this is where the podcast. See, this is what I put up with every week. No, I'm trying to be a reasonable I'm a reasonable host here, trying to keep these two in check. And then they say I eat plain, bland food, and I'm over here like I like seasoned food. I enjoy spice. I like a couple of sauces, but I don't like all things. And I'm sorry.
Cog just comes into the room with the pizza and he just sees Cog and I just whooping on a E straw man. Just boom, boom, just wailing on the scarecrow we built of E.
It's fun to create our own narrative of him.
Yeah.
When I can't defend myself, it's a little more
awesome.
annoying. I can
God,
at least
I hope Earth Sauce catches on. If I contribute anything to the internet, it must be Earth Sauce.
If
Earth
anybody
sauce.
tags
the
hashtag
video
Earth,
needed that.
somebody
Oh,
tag
man.
hashtag Earth
Earth
sauce.
sauce. If
Just
you listen to
tweet
this.
hashtag Earth sauce if you hear this podcast, please. And tag Travis. Don't you tag me.
Please
Oh
tag
my
me.
God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seriously, is my Discord
What's that?
gonna shut up now?
Oh,
Is-
he's frozen. Oh, he's
Discord?
in the,
Hello?
Oh,
no.
he's frozen. I thought he was really
no,
laughing.
I thought he was really like, oh, we lost. Oh, he's back. Oh, God. Oh,
There he
God.
is.
We can do
That's
this.
every so often my internet will do that for like 1001, 1002. I get this drop in internet, which happens every so often. But that
You gave me water on the PC post-traumatic stress.
no,
Still
there
getting
was,
over
there
it.
was no.
On the PC.
Bro.
Yeah, the earth sauce on the PC.
I love that. No, I'm sad the video users did not get Earth sauce. Oh, that was
They're gonna get
golden.
they're gonna get Earth sauce. They're just gonna get it later. I'm recording
Later,
both
yes.
of these. Yeah, I'm recording
Okay.
the audio
Okay,
and the
great.
video.
Oh,
so-
you doing it? Oh, nice.
Yeah,
wow,
so I
you
was
got
like,
work.
editing's
Wow.
gonna be fun, but yeah, I was like,
I
we'll get
feel
to that. Well, anyway,
Okay.
Nope. Thank you for joining us for a weird episode. I appreciate you being here. There's an absolute pleasure to actually get you on because I know we've talked off and on for a while now. So happy to actually have you on your podcast. Hopefully, you had a reasonable time with the shenanigans of these other two gentlemen here. So
I actually had a great time. Thank you. I know you. I
Awesome.
think I've known you for a while now, like 2 years. I think.
yeah, we've kind of
One-
like touched
1
base
year
on
maybe?
Twitter or something like that. Yeah, it's like so.
Yeah.
Off
It was
and on.
fun. Thank you. Thank you for
Nice.
having me. This is
Nice.
my second one, and it's actually really fun.
Nice.
It's like out of my comfort zone, so it's actually helping me out too. You know, trying to be more socializing and
That's
like
right.
talk more.
There
So
you
thank
go.
you.
Well, I figured
It
I'd
was
do you
nice
the
meeting you.
favor. The background of the podcast is your sump, so that's why I
Mhm.
figured.
I noticed that actually. I was
Yeah.
like, I like that little touch of detail in there.
Yep. See, we
does
go
his
the extra
research.
mile for our guests. I
Mhm.
got you a good intro, got you a good background. We
I really love the intro. That was amazing. Thank you.
we,
good.
we,
That made
we,
me
we
smile.
try. Sometimes we can find little nuggets to get you guys to chuckle. So glad we got you.
Yeah, you guys do a great job. Actually,
you.
I
Thank you.
really
Thank
enjoy
you.
it. I gotta be in your podcast more, to be honest with you. It's just every
Anytime.
Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
or is it any other day?
It's generally Thursday nights, like right now is when we do it. So yeah, we'll usually be
Okay.
live on YouTube. We'll usually tweet it out. So if you want to come hang out and chat and hear more about
yeah.
Earth Sauce, then
I'll definitely come back for Earth Sauce.
Mhm.
That's if nothing else, she's just gonna start spamming that in chat, and I'm gonna lose these two, and I'm gonna be trying to talk about something completely serious, and they're just gonna break.
Yeah, next week, just watch out for it.
I'm looking at chat. You go ahead, girl.
Well, tell everybody where to find you, what you've been up to, what basically anything you got going on. The floor is yours.
My name is Nope. You can find me I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/iKnope. I've been trying to get just Nope for the longest time, so right now it's just iKnope.
I love it.
Twitter is at UhKnope. It's UH and then KNOP. The K is silent in my name, so it's Nope. But with a
Like
K.
Leslie, no.
Leslie, nope.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, like at Parks and Recreation.
That's probably why you have a hard time getting that name, by the way. You probably have
Yeah, it
Parks and
is.
Rec,
It is pretty popular. So yeah, you'll be duking
Yeah.
that one out for a while.
Someone on Twitch does have it, but they don't have like anything on there. So I'm like trying to get that. And especially on Twitter, it's like 11 years old there's like a couple tweets, but that was in like
Oh, I
2011.
hate that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't get it.
Just get them to post some Destiny footage and they'll get banned. And then you can
Ooh, that's actually true.
There you go.
Full
That's-
circle.
Be like,
That's my two main.
way to bring it all the way around, Travis. Nice job.
No, I don't think I would get the name though if they're active. I don't know if that would work on Twitter. Would that?
No,
Would it?
yeah, you need them
Yeah,
to be like,
probably
hey,
not.
you've been inactive for like 7 years. Okay, deleted.
Yeah, I wish it was like that. Like after 10 years, just delete the ad or something. But
Yeah, they need that.
Yep.
I'll just end it with that. Those are like my two main sources of where I would be like active. Like I'm not really active on YouTube, not yet at least. But yeah, thank you for having me though. Nice meeting you guys.
Absolutely. Travis, what do you got? We got your review out, so we got, and then you're
Yeah.
covering a whole bunch of stuff
Yep.
coming up.
I'm covering a bunch of games for GDC, so indie games. You can see I'm gonna have some previews up next week on Thursday, I think. And then my review of Tiny Tina's Wonderland is live. Check it out. The game comes out tomorrow. It's a great game. You should play it if you got the time. You can watch me debate a middle-aged lawyer every Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific on Bitcast, a show I do with some of my buddies.
What's the what
yeah,
you got? So you got Ains, you got Hogue,
Ains,
and then who's the other
Hogue,
guy?
And the other guy is a live-action role play of I was gonna say something really offensive to him, but let's just say that he looks like Skeletor meets like an ogre is what I would kind of classify him as.
He'd be giving
He's
Dad
old
that
and
work.
dirty, and he's very fun to hang out with.
Uh,
So yeah, that's that. Also, you should support my friends Cog and E and Nope. They're all very talented content creators, especially our boy E, who is out here repping that advanced GG, hold the earth sauce. He just snorts it up a rolled up dollar bill. And I guess Cog, you're now on that hype too, huh?
Oh,
You're
yeah,
still
I'm pushing
that
powder.
He's pushing
I'm
the
out
powder.
here.
Yeah.
I'm pushing powder,
pushing
baby.
the powder.
That's it.
Yeah.
I got it.
You
You.
guys bought onto that so hard. I've seen the tweets already, like pushing the P or whatever, like
Yeah, pushing P. Let's go.
pushing powder.
That's great. Beautiful.
Anyway, Cog.
No, salute. Again, salute to Nope for pulling up. Absolutely hilarious. Anyone who can bring the smoke with us and deal with our foolishness is a fan. I'm a fan of automatically. And she brought the 1v1 me, bro, smoke with her to try, which I did enjoy. That is real. I like that. So that's cool. And just salute. Oh, I got the what you call it, the stream going down. So I got to decide on a time on Saturday when I'm going to do it. But stay tuned so everyone can see my misery for a few hours in Elden Ring. I'm going to boot it up.
Hey, what do you know? Maybe you might actually
he
like
gifted
it.
me. He makes sure he gifted it to me, so salute to him.
Well, there you go.
And everybody's going to tune in for that. Sunday will be IOP, Iron Lords. Come check us out. Probably have GWG, Grown Women Gaming on. That should be fun. And again, check out Defining Duke, my boy, Mr. Matty Plays.
Yep.
We've been rocking and rolling, having a ton of fun, hilarious topics. He's been killing it, and that's on Last Stand Media Network. And of course, salute to everybody that stayed around. I know it was a weird episode with the difficulty, with the technical stuff, but we got through it. And another last word in the books. In my opinion, one of the best damn Destiny podcasts. I'm just gonna say it.
We have a good time here. It's like, I will support that. I think we have a fun show. There are also other very good Destiny shows.
Yes.
Shout
Yeah,
out to Mercules though.
South of Merc. Yes.
Yeah, Mercules going to be. I think he's going to be a weapon designer or something. He already lives and breathes all that stuff anyway. And we had him on the podcast a while ago. But yeah, the Massive Breakdown podcast is losing a legend over there, so he's going to be at Bungie, and Le Monarch is now going to be the meta. So that'll be a good time.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I did not know he got hired.
Monday was the start. I saw. I've seen quite a few people posting on Monday, but Merc was on Monday, so he is
shout out to Merc.
no longer on firing range, no longer on Massive Breakdown, and that was a big
he's not
one.
allowed to do that for sure.
Nope.
Yeah. And
I didn't even hear from my buddy CJ for like 2 years after.
He got real quiet.
Yeah, real quiet. Yeah. My fellow, he's a symmetry user. Salute.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you, Nope, for showing up. I know it's like, as I said, like we've talked off and on kind of Twitter and keep in touch in the community and stuff. So glad to mix it up with you on the podcast. And yes, if you can keep these two hooligans in check, it was amazing to have you on because I need some help sometimes. So I appreciate it. And then I got thrown completely under the bus with Earth Sauce. So it all ended quickly when that happened. And I'm just waiting for the time that shows up in chat. I guess we'll have to see. But for me, yeah, we'll be posting a couple. Emoji. Yeah, we'll be a couple. Yeah, the fact that most people didn't get to see this live is probably going to make it even more interesting. But yeah, I'm going to be playing Elden Ring like till I can't sleep this weekend. That's all I'm going to be doing and posting up some stuff in between for the channel. But yeah, I've got some time to play about 3 straight days. So shout out
good.
And shout out.
Nice. Check out Trav's review. Check out Trav's review.
You're gonna love it. Do you like tabletop games? Have you ever played like D&D or something? Never. Nice.
That was in Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2. Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun game. Yeah, it's basically just more of that. It's very fun. And the end game is surprisingly, there's some secrets. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but that end game activity, let's just say in the review period, we found some stuff that I think is going to surprise players.
Nice. Yeah. That's... Yeah, I was like, I checked.
For sure.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, he plays Destiny 2, which I would not describe as like a relaxing game. Like Destiny 2, especially raids, can be.
Raids.
I mean, it depends what you're doing. If you just run strikes, maybe it's relaxing. I would describe it as boring, but I don't know. Yeah,
you're gonna see.
Most of Destiny's modes are pretty sweaty. Like I don't know. Raids are sweaty, dude. Raids are toxic. And he was day one-ing it with his friends. I think he lost some friends that day. Like, it's brutal. Yeah, they're super fun.
Yeah. You just got to come in with the right mindset. That's all. Just know what it is.
And his friends didn't. His friends came in with the wrong mindset.
Shout out to IOP. Yeah, my job is to be the comic relief, make sure everybody calm the hell down and have fun.
That's what I did
too. Yep.
Y'all remember my call outs.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout had a hilarious call out video too. If you guys didn't catch that one's
I didn't catch it.
I heard about it.
Go watch it. It's like 2 minutes. It's hilarious. Yeah, he absolutely.
Okay. How long ago he did it? He was on his channel.
A few days. Just go to his channel. Like recent videos, it's like number 3 or 4. It was like Monday, I think, or Tuesday. But yeah, that's everybody. So please go follow, like, subscribe, share all of these people's content. Go to the IGN review, hit refresh 100 times. Please go follow Nope. Whatever she's streaming, whether it's Tiny Tina or Elden Ring, please go support Iron Lord's podcast. Go watch this man hopefully not hate this game, but, find one thing to love about it. And for me, it's Destiny and Elden Ring until Elden Ring. So Elden Ring is going to happen a lot. But for this episode, number 190, crazy numbers now, been going for too long, but it's been amazing. And I think we stayed on this thing a little too long. Sorry, Travis, but hopefully you can go crash.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on a preview.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys very much. And as we wrap it up here, it has been the last word.